covered 9.08 miles in walking yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I have invented these things called cars.
18,000 something steps we did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who is your favourite one of the steps?
The redhead.
Rachel. Everyone's favourite is Rachel.
I don't know. Anyway, good evening. Afternoon. Fuck, I am tired. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine Tuesday afternoon for the Liam and Joe Not AOS show.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason, okay? This week is, and next week actually, because it's 2-week pre-orders nowadays. This week and next week is the pre-orders for Codex Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah.
Okay? And so we wanted to talk about the Codex on a Liam and Joe show that wasn't a game stream. Yeah. Spoiler, we have a game stream tonight where Dark Angels will be taking on Chaos Space Marines on the tabletop at 7:30. Come and join us for that as well, right? But obviously, we're very lucky. Thank you, Games Workshop. They sent us this fancy book and some fancy data cards. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about it, right? And there's two main reasons for this. Firstly, because it's the first show of the week that we're doing, because yesterday we were out having a nice fun family day. And so I wanted to talk about the book. And secondly, there's no actual Liam and Joe show on Thursday because we've got Pleasant Kenobi in the studio, Vince, filming a saga in the daytime. But we will be doing another Chaos Space Marine game on the Thursday. In fact, we've got Chaos Space Marines on every single game for the 2-week pre-order for two main reasons. Firstly, the person who plays Chaos Space Marines is Joe, and he's here all the time anyway, so we're actually able to do a full preview. And secondly, 8 fucking detachments means we can do 4 different detachments across 4 different shows and still have interesting content in the future. Yeah. Okay. So we will be talking about this book, right? If you haven't already, please make sure you hit all those magical YouTube buttons for us. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Smash subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live or drop a new video, right? Yeah. And there's another thing I want to do right now, Joe.
Yeah, we did.
Do you get emails from? Right, hang on. Okay, right. Here it is. Hang on. Right.
I do get emails.
Chat can't see this, but you can see this. I bought you something, Joe. Look at how worried his face is.
Is it a moped?
No, Joe.
Is it a Joe-ped?
No, Joe. I bought you this, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
Chat can't see what it is. Tell them what it is.
It's the collector's edition of the Chaos Codex.
The collector's edition Codex Chaos Space Marines. Yeah. I bought you one.
Thank you. You don't have to do that.
I was really excited that I could hand it to you today. I was like, no, actually, that's not what happens, is it? It gets delivered in 2 weeks' time. So you're going to have to use the standard
I would have had to wait it. I would have just been sullen and sad for weeks. Then you'd be like,
£60 they are now.
It's mental. Because I was kind of sat there ready to go about to, I was like, if it's 40 quid, like 50 quid. But then I was like, oh, it's 60 quid. I can't justify 60 quid. Yeah. Which is a fancy cover. But it does look very pretty.
I told chat I even told chat on Friday, if I can get hold of one, I would give it to you as a limited edition Chaos Space Marine Codex. I got hold of one.
A hero.
I won't tell them I've got hold of 2. But I got hold of one.
I've never had one before. Well, that's a lie. I had one in 8th edition.
We have gifted Joe a limited edition Chaos Space Marine Codex.
Thank you, chat.
Not chat, I have.
I was a royal we.
I mean, okay, royal we. Chat are involved. In fact, if chat don't pay, then I don't pay. So yeah, chat have gifted you the Chaos Space Marine Codex, essentially. Yeah. Right?
Thank you.
I just wanted to do something nice for you.
Yeah,
anyway.
Thank you.
I know you said you
talking about people doing nice things.
Yeah, I know you said you hadn't had one before, so I want to do something nice for Joe. Go on.
We've had 20 gifted memberships from John McArdle. Daddy McArdle has returned.
John's back.
Yeah.
Love you, John.
Where have you been, John?
Yeah. How are you doing, dude? Welcome, sir. Thank you. 20 is amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for 20 gifted. You're a hero.
Yeah, absolute lad.
Yeah.
Also, John, are you getting an Alpha Legion?
But it's not 20 gifted, is it?
No,
because this next account is also John.
That is this one. Oh, Chapter Master Camel Toe.
Yeah, it's also John.
Or Kamal Tor.
Camel Toe.
Thank you for 20 more gifted memberships.
Yeah, what a legend. John, you're a hero.
Thank you.
A hero of the channel.
Thank you. You are keeping us afloat and alive.
By the December, Joe and I are booking in at the local tattoo studio to get your name tattooed across the top of our butt cheeks.
What toilet dice?
Yeah. We're going to get our own John McConnell tramp stamps.
Yeah. Thank you, Stick Monkey, for 5. Much less, but as much appreciated.
Yeah, we love you, Stick Monkey. Thanks so much.
you.
You're amazing. Yeah. So, so talk about that special edition, limited edition codex. Right, that's what went up. Part of what went up on Saturday. I'm going to get my stream deck back up. There we go. As part of what went up on Saturday, as part of the Chaos Space Marines pre-orders, right?
Yeah.
Also available for pre-order was the data cards, Games Workshop sent us, the standard codex, Games Workshop sent us. Also the new Combat Patrol, which I quite like. It's quite decent.
I really like the Combat Patrol.
And 2 special edition box sets, limited edition box sets, which are kind of bollocks but cool. So one of them is probably pretty good value.
One
a
is
really good starter
really
to a Chaos Space Marine army. One of them, not so much, but still not terrible.
Yeah.
Both of which include a different Chaos Lord. Because what's the best way to sell your brand new £30 model on release? Stick it in a £140 box.
Yeah.
But hey, you'd say that's a problem. GW, you robbing bastards. But they all sold out. They're all gone.
They sold out very quickly.
So, there's other things. Chaos Dice went up for sale. The Cultist Fire brand that was previously in the Cultist box set, but that's gone up for sale on its own now at 20-something quid. And a couple other bits and pieces went up for sale. And what we're going to talk about today specifically is actually the book and the rules. We talked about the box sets a little bit before, because it would be no surprise to you people that Joe and I actually got access to this quite a while ago. In fact, to give us time to read and digest it, we probably had it over a month ago in PDF form.
Yeah.
And now we've got physical book, which turned up, I think, last week. There's a new thing I do right now, by the way, chat, just so you're aware. At the moment, as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of pointless me doing a 10 a.m. preview video, right, for 2 main reasons. First of all, it's normally leaked 3 days beforehand all over the internet. And secondly, by the time I do then do that preview, everybody's an expert and they'll all tell me why I'm wrong. So what's the fucking point? I might as well not bother.
Yeah.
So I don't. So what I am doing at the moment, because I'm so fucking annoyed and fed up of leaking, is I leave this in the cellophane wrapper until 10 o'clock on Saturday.
It makes sense.
So that when GW go, did you leak? I'll be like, literally still sealed.
Yeah.
So no, wasn't us, right? But we did get the PDFs through beforehand, which are heavily watermarked, so we can't share those with people, obviously.
The Battle Forces are back in stock on Games Workshop UK.
Yeah, try and buy one. And then when it takes you money, then refunds you money and tells you they're out of stock, you go, oh, it's a website problem.
Did you try and buy one this morning, did you?
No, one of the Thanes did, I think, or someone in Discord, I can't remember. But yeah, so that got cracked open on Saturday. And we've had the actual book for about a month in advance, and Joe and I spent some time going through it and looking at it, looking at the detachments. What we're not going to do today for a Liam and Joe show that's only an hour and a half long is go line by line over every detachment, every single stratagem, etc., etc. But we'll cover, I think what we're going to do is we'll probably go through each of the detachments at least and cover the kind of crux of what they're about.
Yeah.
Assign them to their relevant legion, all that kind of stuff. Because I think, so to start, before we go into any level of detail, I think considering AdMech, considering Custodes, considering a couple of other books that come out, maybe Dark Angels, this is a swing and a hit for a change.
Yes, yeah, but it's not broken. It's not so overpowered you can't deal with it. There are some strong plays, but it is not broken, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's not like Triple Catan.
I think that this could be competitively strong.
Yeah.
And I think this is top table strong, but not so oppressive that it just auto wins is the difference.
Yeah.
Right? I think the book has got some average detachments that are on the poor to average side, but probably close to average. It's got some good detachments that are definitely on the good side. But most importantly, I think this is great internal balance across the book. Lots of really cool narrative throughout the book.
Yeah.
And it's the first time in a very, very long time, that I have been incredibly tempted to go back to actually collecting Chaos Space Marines alongside World Eaters rather than just World Eaters.
Yeah.
Because it's narratively and rules-wise, I think this is a really good job. This feels like the person who wrote this is a completely different person to the person who wrote the Custodes book.
Yeah.
In terms of rules, by the way, narrative aside, right? So, what is it that website again? Yeah, limited codex is a back apparently too. Either they're cancelling everyone's orders and they're actually putting them back in stock, in which case I feel like they'd be putting some sort of social media out there about that because they'd be all, look at us.
Yeah.
Or the website's faulty. One of the two.
Yeah.
So I think rules-wise, I think this is an incredibly well done book, actually.
I think it's actually well thought out.
Yeah, when we both received this, we were in our respective homes, we read through it, we were messaging each other going, this is really good, and this is really good, this is cool, oh, I actually want to do this, and I want to do this. And that's where I think these books when they're done well, that's where I think they really shine. When you read a detachment, go, I like that detachment. I think I'm going to run that detachment. Then you read the next detachment, and go, oh, actually, I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of want to run that one.
There's no auto takes. There's no immediate losses, bar one.
Is there?
There's one detachment that's not a real winner.
Which one? Is it the cultist one?
No.
Oh, is it the one based on Battle Shock? Yes. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, good.
But for the most part, they're all actually quite good. And the good thing about Chaos Space Marines is that they're not like just direct clones of normal Space Marines. Both armies play very differently.
This is definitely an occasion where reading the detachments, comparatively with the Space Marines detachments, they have a very unique Chaos flavour.
Yeah.
And they're not just copy-paste, change some words.
Yeah.
Which is good.
And I do think Chaos Space Marines now, less so, well, more so than they were with the Index, but not as much as 9th edition, is that you can do Hero Hammer. Like, their characters are good.
Yeah, you got better chance of doing Hero Hammer, 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
What we're going to do is we're going to open this up. We're going to dive into the detachments, the army rule of the detachments. We'll read through. There's a couple of little changes and tweaks, and we'll go through the detachments generically. But before that, we have a finest orange super chat, Joe.
It is from Mr. Camel Toe.
Mr. the Camel Toe.
Mr. Chapter Master Camel Toe.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking idiot.
Is the shitter finally sponsored by me yet? We need a picture of John burping there.
We do need a picture. If you send me a sexy enough picture, I will get it framed and put it up.
Also, we'll be playing Alpha Legion and Black Legion for CSM, and if things go according to plan, you all may be playing Alpha Legion too. For now, in case it doesn't finish on time.
I like that he's gone. Here's a big orange super chat about something that's
this
secret.
is advertising for someone that's not seen. I think John Medders Paints, is painting his Alpha Legion.
Yeah, he is.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
He said shush.
Because he's advertised a bunch of. He did painted up some Heresy white scars, but he's done Alpha Legion blue underneath, and then he's like scratched the armor.
That's
so like the Hydra is like showing through the white.
That's cool. I like that.
Cool, actually. It's really nice.
Yeah, thank you, John. You're a legend. I love you. You're a hero.
Also, thank you, Elec Man says, RIP AOS today, but I have one Chaos question. How playable would a thematic Iron Warriors army be out of this? I have had an off and on desire to get them.
The Iron Warriors specific kind of detachment, I think, is very good, if I remember rightly. We're going to go into it. I think very playable is my honest answer.
And like, there's a different ways of playing. Each attachment actually plays very well for all the legions, but there is an argument for using Iron Warriors for a couple.
Fuck me, chats woke up. Tom says this is the best codex to come out of 10th edition, but not the most competitive. 100% agree with you, Tom, by the way. Absolutely 100% agree.
Thank you, Kev Tucker, for 5 good in membership.
Legend, thanks, Kev.
Absolute hero.
Puts us on 50, by the way.
And thank you, Meat Squadron. Why are Lord of the Rings medals so good? I'm tempted. Hi, Dads.
I don't think they're all that good. Do a little bit more digging and looking.
They did the Sunday preview of the Defenders of Helm's Deep set.
Some of the older stuff, they're like, I tell you what we'll do, we'll make all these models, we'll copy and paste the face onto every single one. Lord of the Rings models are very swing and miss, to go to you. So, Thacker, hardly knew her. But Lord of the Rings is apparently a very good game, Meat Squadron, as well.
It's the best game you're not playing.
Middle-earth strategy battle game is apparently a very good game. I've never played it. I've seen it played. It looks quite fun. I've never actually played it, so I can't really comment on it, by the way. We've done that already, Lehman Russ. We did manage to get the limited edition codex. I have also shown Joe the email that says I got the order so that he can have one. I actually managed to get one for Joe and one for me, and I'm expecting the GW to cancel one because scalpers, and if they do, he's still got the limited edition one.
Oh no, you don't have
to. That's what I said to chat on Friday. That's what I told them. Right? That's what I told them.
Well, what if I buy a limited edition one for you?
We can't. Not in stock.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, you can on eBay.
Yeah. No.
Very expensive, Joe. Anywho, the book is great, right? There is tons of flavour to this. I think I probably actually, now in hindsight, I think I probably agree with Joe.
I haven't gone through all the narrative yet. I need to read all the narrative
I've started it.
Yeah.
It's good. I think I probably agree with Joe. I think it's probably one detachment I probably would never take. I've started the narrative. I haven't got very far through. I've read this much so far, which is about, I think it's Black Legion fucking up Minotaurs, which is kind of cool. Into it. But I'm going to have to read through that before I can actually give it an honest review. I'm trying to do more like actually read the whole book and talk about the narrative and stuff in the future as well. We've got a ton of, Joe and I have been talking, I'm not going to go into any detail about this right now, but Joe and I have been talking about a ton of interesting new content coming soon, pre-recorded as well, because sub-growth on the channel has died. Talking to Adrian from Titans on Friday in a meeting, sub-growth for their channel has died. Sub-growth has just died everywhere.
Yeah.
So I need to work out how we start growing it again.
Yeah.
We've got some cool things planned, but we'll talk about that later. Right, so the army rule for Chaos Space Marines chat is still dark packs, okay? But they've changed.
They have.
They've changed. It's quite an interesting change, right? If your army faction is Heretic Astartes, each time a unit with this ability is selected to shoot or fight, it can make a dark pact. That's no change. If it does, it must first take a leadership test before any effects of that dark pact are resolved. If the test is failed, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Then select one of the following abilities for that unit's weapon to gain until the end of the phase. Lethal hits sustained. Big change is you suffer the mortal wounds.
I've been rolling the mortal wounds before I do it, but then taking the model afterwards. But what the change basically means that a lot of the time you get cool, I've got one model left, I'm going to dark pact him because he shoots and then he dies.
Yeah.
There's no negative.
But now, if he dark packs and fails, he dies and he doesn't shoot.
Yeah.
Because it specifically says, before any effects of the dark pact are resolved, if the test is failed, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, so it just means it's not an auto do, which I quite like.
It's more of a tactical choice now than just to do it all the time no matter what.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing. So if you dark pact to gain a special ability and you die, you lose a model or 2 models or whatever it might be before you then apply the effects. I think it's a positive change on the whole. So first attachment we've got is Vets of the Long War.
This is my favourite one.
Yeah, FAQ Liam loves Joe. I do, Brian. I do. I love Joe very much. Yeah. Vets of the Long War is this Black Legion?
This is the Black Legion one.
This is Black Legion, right? I'm going to ask you which ones they are. I think I know what they are, but I'm going to ask you. Okay. Start your command phase. Select one unit from your opponent's army to be your focus of hatred until the start of your next command phase. Each time a Heretic Astartes is modelled from your army, excluding damned cultists, make an attack that targets the focused hatred. You can reroll hit roll. So it is in fact Oath of Moment, but in a detachment rule.
Yeah, which I think it's good. I think it's strong, and because obviously the Black Legion is an amalgamation of all the different legions.
Yep.
And all the other detachments are kind of versions of a legion. So by just going, they work good together.
Yeah.
They get
if you couple this up with the Dark Pacts ability, being able to reroll everything against a certain unit whilst having sustained or lethal on is actually really kind of strong as well.
And what it actually, because obviously Black Legion leans heavily into Terminators narratively, right? But Black Terminators, when they Dark Pact, get reroll all hits anyway. So this becomes a really good ability because it means that you become a lot more efficient with your target choices.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you go, cool, I know my Terminators are Dark Pacting and they're going to be shooting over there. So that unit at the back of the board, which I want to target by long range shooting, I will Dark Pact them and be done with it. Or you can Dark Pact, you could oath a unit knowing that they're going to come for you like next turn or something. Yeah. As a defensive oath.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. Yeah. The stratagems are pretty good across the board. Endless Ire basically lets you switch switch your focus of hatred if you kill it. So if you kill a focus of hatred, pick a character, pick another enemy within 12 inches of that character, and he goes, now we hate them. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Contemptuous Disregard is your shooting phase. Guess what? It's reduced AP by 1.
Good.
It's Armour of Contempt.
But I noticed that Armour of Contempt is not in all the detachments.
No, also 1 CP and Battle Tactic.
Yeah.
Okay, quite nice. Bringers of Despair, you pick in a Astartes unit. Most of these, by the way, most of these chat will say you can't use it on damned units, right? Because they're cultists, they're not Space Marines. It gets fight first, which is quite nice. One Heretic Astartes from a unit that is within engagement range of your focus of hatred for 2 CP gets fight first.
Yeah, which I think is incredible.
But start the fight phase. So if you're holding, a lot of people will hold 2 CP for an interrupt, right? If you're holding 2 CP for an interrupt, at the start of the fight phase, before any units are selected, and you pick one of your units that's in engagement range of a focus of hatred, 2 CP, I fight first. I don't have to interrupt, I literally go
battle
first.
Tactic?
It is not, it's an epic deed. That would have been broken.
Because the thing is, though, about that rule is it actually makes Abaddon really, really good. Right? Because Abaddon's biggest weakness is that he's weak as shit.
Yeah.
He can kill an Imperial Knight in a 1-er. He's just one punch man, just dead. But right, he's got a glass chin.
Yes.
So he can't take a hit really. Like a 100-point Master of Executions will just go in and one pump him. You know.
Yeah.
Like all these characters that have got devastating wounds, precision, will just go in and be like, look, you're dead. Whereas now he can stand, take the charge, and be like, cool, I get to fight first now.
Yeah.
Because the ultimate way of fighting your opponent's fight first is by not charging them.
Yeah. Absolutely. And he needs that because he has that glass chin.
Yeah.
So I think having 2 CP in the pocket for an interrupt,
Yeah.
but being able to spend it on this if you need to, is actually quite cool.
But it's also really good for things like Legionnaires, holding objectives, or like Raptors and stuff.
Cole says his weakness is that he is weak, Joe.
Yeah.
It's quite great.
Yeah.
Rumdrick, you're right. So Damned isn't just cultists, it is Traitor Guard and Beastmen, etc. as well. It's basically anything that's not Heretic or Stark, essentially is Damned.
Yeah.
Including Dark Communes, the other Accursed Cultists, they're all Damned.
I got loads of cultists to paint, like I was bothered.
Yeah, fair. We've then got Black Crusade, Let the Galaxy Burn. They showcased these last week.
Yeah.
So Black Crusade is the devastating wounds, unless you've already inflicted 6 mortal wounds, devastating wounds, then you can't do blah, 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 right? And then Let the Galaxy Burn is Flamers auto 6, and you get an additional, ignores cover.
Yeah.
Which is cool. We've then got Millennia of Experience, which is a 1 CP strat. Okay, your opponent's movement phase after you've made normal advance, blah, blah, blah. Basically, if they move within range of you, you can make a normal move of up to 6 inches. So if they end within 9 inches of you, not within engagement range, you can make a normal move up to 6 inches.
Run away or get closer.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah. That's cool. Solid detachment would fit most Chaos Space Marine armies.
Yeah, I think that's the best all-round detachment in terms of like efficiency.
Okay, I don't know if I agree, but it is good. It is pretty efficient. Stratagems are a wide variety. You know, being able to do mortal wounds with your range weapons is cool, and being able to shoot in advance is cool. Auto 6 Flamers is cool. You know, moving when people move within range of you is cool. Yeah. Fight first for 2 CP is incredible good. Armor of Contempt is always a solid choice, and people use it loads. And then switching your focus of hatred just means that the detachment rule is slightly more efficient if you manage to kill the thing that you already targeted. So I'm not against it, right?
Tom's a rude person, by the way.
Why is Tom a rude person? You're going to get yourself banned, Tom. He's got the tablet there, I'll just ban you.
Yeah.
Right. We've got the Deceptors, Masters of Misdirection. Guess who these are?
Alpha Legion.
Yeah, you can tell
this is actually,
Alpha Legion colours up.
This detachment works really well with Red Corsairs.
It does.
Right? Huron Blackheart specifically.
So the detachment rule, again, we saw it on Warcom last week. So the detachment rule lets you put a number of units into infiltrate, essentially. It lets you infiltrate a number of units, right? If you do, in the declare battle formation step, you can select a number of legionnaires and cultist mob units from your army. To the end of the battle, those and any characters attached to them have the infiltrator's ability. The maximum number of units you can select will depend on the battle size. Let's face it, pretty much all of us pay 2,000 points, strike force. So you can put 3 legionnaires units and 3 cultist mob units and their associated characters into infiltrate.
So good.
You could put 60 cultists in infiltrate, Joe.
You can.
It's not bad, is it?
And 30 legionnaires.
And 30 legionnaires.
And do you know what you could put in units of legionnaires? A lord and a master of executions.
You put both in, can you?
Yep. Master of executions can join units that have got characters in.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Chaos Space Marines have typically not had a lot of infiltrate in the past, really.
No.
Very little. They don't have scouts.
They don't have any. Their biggest weakness, actually, I would say, as an arm, overall, the biggest weakness to Chaos Space Marines is their complete lack of infiltrate.
Yeah. Because especially competitively, now we're not the world's most competitive channel.
Like Tim has said, finally, scout and infiltrate without demons. Because to make the army competitively, you have to take fucking nurglings.
Yeah, because the thing is, with competitively speaking, chat, and I know this isn't our primary focus on the channel, infiltrate and scout lets you do things like screen, block, move block, etc., which is important competitively, being able to control where your opponent can go, where they can charge, all those sorts of things. So this is actually quite good. I'm a fan of it. Are we going to go through all the strategies? We might as well. We've got time, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got time.
Yeah. We've got Detonator as a single CP strat, Joe. Any phase just after an enemy unit with a deadly demise is destroyed.
A friendly unit, not an enemy.
After an enemy model with deadly demise is destroyed, select an Adeptus Astartes a Heretic Astartes character model from your army that was within 18 inches of it when it was destroyed. Your opponent does not roll to detonate whether the mortal wounds are inflicted by that model's deadly demise ability. Instead, mortal wounds are automatically inflicted. So you basically auto blow it up.
I love it.
So they don't get to auto blow it up, but you get to auto blow it up, which is, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
From all sides, there's another 1 CP battle tactics. You could do this for free, right? Start your charge phase. A Heretic Astartes unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, add 1 to charge rolls made for those units and from your army that made a charge. Hang on. Until the end of the phase, add 1 to charge rolls for your unit for each other Heretic Astartes unit from your army that made a charge move this phase to a maximum of 3+. So
you could do two. You could do 2 easy charges.
Charge, yeah. Charge, yeah. Charge, yeah. That's 3. And then I'm going to pick this unit, spend a CP, I get +3 to my charge.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good.
Yeah.
Pick them off. I misread that to start with as fuck them off, by the way.
So Galahad Grail Hunter is doing...
you let him do the three.
I'm going to let him do all 3.
Yeah.
And then I'll come to you.
So fuck them off. Your shooting phase.
Fuck them off.
I misread it to start with.
Yeah, pick them off.
Pick them off. Your shooting phase. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Until the end of the phase, each model in your unit makes an attack that targets a unit that is below its starting strength. You can reroll the hit roll. Below half strength, you can reroll the wound roll. Your favourite. Targeting units below starting and below half strength. The second part often doesn't come into fruition.
No, I think it never really comes up.
Yeah.
Because like if you're going against like Space Marines, you've got tend to have units of 3. They have to have 1 model left to get the benefit, and then if you target a unit of 5, they have to have 2 models left. Yeah. And it kind of feels like unless it's like Terminators or something like really hench, like it almost feels like a waste spending a CP on 2 models.
Yeah, well, so spending a CP for the reroll hit is good anyway.
Yeah.
Right, that's solid. I think I like this for the efficiency. If they have got 1 or 2 models left and you spend that 1 CP for reroll hits and wins, is not that bad. It's like, well, I want this 1 unit of Obliterators to absolutely finish that unit off, or I want whatever it might be. Because it's just a Heretic Astartes unit.
Yeah.
You can put on a Vindicator, you can put on a Predator, you can put on a Defiler.
I didn't know.
You can put it on anything. You can put on Warp Talons, right? 1 CP, I need to make sure this thing dies.
Is that the shooting and fight phase?
Just shooting phase, actually. So the Warp Talons would be pretty pointless.
Yeah.
They don't shoot.
I suppose you've got like
There's just a lot of things you can use this for.
You can use it on Thousand Suns with Warp Flamers.
You can use it on Terminators with the combi weapons.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
To fish for the 4+ devastating wounds. You know?
Yeah.
Lots of stuff you can use it on. Coils of Deception is a single CP in your movement phase just after a Heretic Astartes unit from your army fell back. To the end of the turn, it's eligible to shoot in the turn which you fell back, so fall back and shoot. Decent.
Yeah.
Cool.
Always a good strat.
Relentless Pursuit, movement phase. After enemy unit makes a normal advance or fallback move, you pick a Heretic Astartes or mounted unit that is within 9 inches of that enemy unit and not within engagement range. It can make a normal move of up to 6 inches. We've just seen a duplicated strat basically from the previous detachment.
Yeah.
But for Alpha Legion narrative, 100%.
Makes sense, yeah.
And then scrambled coordinates, start of the reinforcement step of your opponent's movement phase, select a Heretic Astartes unit from your army. Basically, reserves can't come in within 12 inches. They become like old infiltrators.
Yeah.
Solid for a CP.
Yeah.
So your opponent's going, I've got some deep striking units. You go 1 CP, that unit on my home objective is now a 12-inch bubble. So you can't. Yeah. That's decent, I think. You know?
Yeah. It's really strong.
Yeah.
So we'll do so Galahad Grail Hunters vast super chats. Vast and girthy. Right, number 1. My love for 10th edition is an all-time low. Before 10th edition, all the news had me hyped. Then the game was released to not being what we were led to believe.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. So I had an interesting conversation with Mr. Josh, right?
Mr. Hipster.
Mr. War Hipster.
Yep.
And we sat talking whilst playing Diablo, of all things. And we sat playing and talking. I was saying that 8th edition narrative was a massive part of what made the game exciting and what 10th edition is massively lacking. So before 8th edition, everything was like 5 minutes to midnight. For years. Like for all the editions before, something was going to happen, but it wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. We're kind of sat in this stagnant state of nothing really happening. And then in 8th edition, the narrative completely changed. Abaddon just straight fucked the entire universe. And Gilliman came back. And there was this weird kind of feeling of like hope for the first time. Like the Imperium is like actually was on the back foot and now it's fighting back. All the Primaris was coming up, right? All these new things were appearing all the time, right? There's this massive shake-up in the entire narrative, right?
Don't worry, I've got your own book.
Yeah, right? It was like we're getting all these new models, right? All these new factions were appearing, right?
Wiping them on waterproof jeans is a terrible idea.
I know. Right, obviously all these new inventions were happening, coming from Belisario Cool.
Yeah.
Right, the Sisters like had a massive release. Everything was like super like amazing and bright and shiny. And I thought that was a massive part of what made 8th edition great. We had a new game, new system. There's a massive story shake-up.
I think exciting often comes from things outside of just rules. Yeah, I agree.
And everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Like it's all going on. We're finally getting this narrative big push, right? 9th edition came along, and it kind of slowed down, and then in 10th edition now, it's just gone boop and it's fallen on its face. We're now stuck in this. Obviously, the rules are a bit meh, but the hope is they're going to try and fix that. But narratively, we're just stuck in this. That's all happened. But back to stagnation?
But do you think that's massively conducive of the fact that the team itself around 10th edition and 40k right now seem to just have competitive focus? Yeah. And we had this conversation. If you've watched the saga with Peachy that's on the channel at the moment, which numbers have started to explode recently, by the way. Yeah. If you watch the saga with Peachy, he says that he had concerns for 40k because all of the narrative managers basically left. Yeah. What was left was just people that play tournaments. And why do tournament people really, do some tournament people, not all tournament people, don't get me wrong, I don't want to tar everyone on the same brush, but do all tournament people need narrative like arcs to progress and things to change and things? They don't give a fuck. They don't care, Jay.
They don't care at all.
Narrative people really give a shit. They care what's happening and they want to reflect that. Like composition people will run librarians in Black Templars and not give a shit. Yeah. Because that's what they do. They go, I can do this. Yeah. It's perfectly legal. And it makes my army stronger. Narrative people will go, I'd never run a fucking librarian in Black Templars. No. Because I'm interested in the narrative and I like for me personally, we're invested in what the core of Warhammer is. Yeah. But other people will go, I'll run librarians in Templars. I'm not like, this isn't me ripping on Boxy for doing it when he did it at that tournament. I think it was the end of last year. Yeah. Absolutely not. He had a tool, he used a tool to make his list more efficient. Yeah. But they don't need narrative advancement. They don't care about narrative. They're not fucking interested. No. Is this a better option for my list? Yeah, I'm taking it. Yeah. But people like us are more interested in the narrative and the narrative expansion.
The thing is though, the narrative sells models as well.
The narrative should also drive the rules.
Yeah, it drives the rules. Yeah. And there was this kind of stance in 8th and 9th edition and rules before where the reason why units could do things were because that's what it could do in the books. AdMech was bent as shit when it came out in 8th edition? 8th edition?
8th, I think.
8th, and then 9th edition book was mad, right? But the justification was like, yeah, but that's what they can do in the books. They do these things because that's what they do. Whereas now, not so much with this book, but you do see it in competitive builds. You go, cool, I want a unit that can deep strike within 3 inches to go on objective. I've got a new unit that can basically go into reserves and go into the backfield. I need a unit that's an artillery piece that can shoot indirectly. I need a fast-moving combat squad. I need a mid-range shooting squad. It all has to be based
I feel like to go back to...
It's just a tick sheet.
To go back to Sir Galahad's super chat, though, this is part of my issue. I feel like what we were promised with the lead-up to 10th edition was all the same amount of narrative flavour we had before, but compacted into really easy to understand simple rules that reflected that narrative. I often find on quite a significant number of occasions, this is an exception by the way, but on a significant number of occasions, it doesn't kind of work. No. Custodi's book, I don't hate it. No. I don't think it's a good book. I don't want to be confused on this. I don't think it's a good book at all, but it also really lacks some narrative flavour to work correctly.
And then, what was the campaign that brought Vashtor in? Arcs of Omen. Yes. Right, on Arcs of Omen, you had this massive storyline and things were happening and the story was changing all the time. And even bringing in, Vashtor, right, he still came to this big fanfare, a big narrative talk. And I can always feel like the codexes, when they come out, need to have a narrative push at the same time. Get this new thing because this is happening in this place, you know? get this thing because this person is now ascendant. And I think like that's really missing. So I think the lack of enjoyment that some people are feeling, like Sir Galahad, it's just very sterile.
It's very sterile. Yeah. Often the rules don't reflect the narrative, and the most fun I've had recent times playing was when we played what's it called? Maelstrom version. Maelstrom. When we did our adaptive Maelstrom version of Leviathan. We didn't play Maelstrom, we didn't play Leviathan. We played a Maelstrom adapted version of Leviathan, or a Leviathan adapted version of Maelstrom, whichever you want to call it. Yeah. And I thought, this is a lot more fun. Yeah. A lot more fun.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to do more of that soon, obviously.
But it's like when they do decisions and rules, this unit can't join this unit, only because I just caught Stick Monkey's super chat and caught my eye. Is it like when the Drukhari Index came out, and Archon couldn't join Incubi? Yeah. Incubi's sole job
is to protect Archon.
Is to protect Archon. They're literally indentured bodyguards.
Sometimes the behaviour of the rules writing team, especially when thinking about the narrative, is flat fucking moronic.
Yeah, and it's like in the indexes, Abaddon could join Terminators and Legionnaires, but not Chosen. Yeah. Now he could join Chosen and Terminators because Chosen are his chosen men.
It literally is Chosen. Yeah, that's why they're called Chosen. Yeah. What's the second part then?
The next one is it's all moving. It's all moving. Then every update and change make my love wane more. Now Codex appears to offer nothing to the game to make the experience better. I sub now to keep you fellas going.
Love you.
Thank you. I'll put a little like on that. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. The Galahad. To be fair, it won't be like this forever because I feel like you're not the only one feeling like. So to be completely honest, I don't feel like you're the only person feeling this way. So please don't think that you're in isolation. I think a lot of people are having a similar experience actually. What we're trying to do here in the studio in the Great Hall. Taking on this fucking studio in 10th edition going, this is a great golden age, and then realising 10th edition is a bag of knob. But taking on it, what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep the fun in Warhammer.
A bag of knobs could be a good thing.
We're trying to keep the fun in Warhammer. We're trying to keep it interesting. I don't know why you think that. I don't want to know.
Doorknobs, you could use it as a weapon.
We're trying to keep it light. We're trying to keep it entertaining. We're trying to make narrative choices. We're trying to play with the toys that we think are cool, rather than just picking them. I think there's a ton of channels out there that you can watch that will show you optimum builds and completely efficient units. And sometimes we get comments. In fact, we get a lot of comments actually on the streams about how
specifically Brom for some reason.
It's not just Brom. There's a lot of them that I hide. The detachment is inefficient. This is bad. This is and I'm like, do you not get what we're trying to do? Yeah. We are not trying to play top tables at the LGT or the LVO. That's not what we're doing. What we're trying to do is we're trying to have fucking fun. And if we don't run the most optimum detachment or the most optimum list in that detachment, that's okay. Because guess what? Most people out there can't go out to their local gaming store or Element or GW or whatever and spend hundreds of pounds on all these new models that they need just to make that detachment work.
Someone told me I was running my Raven Guard wrong.
Yeah.
Right, the other day.
Because all Phobos is bad.
All Phobos is bad. It's like, but the Raven Guard specific detachment is aimed at only Phobos units. So I was using the units that I own in the detachment dedicated to those units, right? And I got my shit pushed in, but I still like using it. I still love the narrative and the idea between an all Phobos army going to war. But then everyone's like, that's the wrong way to do it. You need Marnius Calgar with a lieutenant with the warlord trait, and he needs to have 6 aggressors so they can all infiltrate. And I was like, but that's not... A chapter master is not going to infiltrate a unit of aggressors in himself, is he, into the front lines? They're like, you should run Terminators. I'm like, no, because it's a Phobos detachment.
Yeah.
I am going to add normal power armored Space Marines to my Raven Guard, but being told you're having fun wrong is such a weird experience.
Yeah, but 40k has moved into this weird space of everything needing to be hyper efficient and everything needing to be the best pick, and you must take this enhancement over that enhancement because this one's better, and you must take this unit over that unit because this unit's better. Like, when did we get there? Yeah. When did we not get to the fact that that's cool? I like that set of models or that single model or that tank. I'm going to run it because I like it.
Our job here is to basically fulfill men's dreams.
Yes, Joe.
On the internet.
Yes, Joe.
We're the new babe station. Like, at the end of the day, you said, the internet is well catered for competitive people running really bland shit.
But the problem is, Joe, right? You're right.
We're here to be like, because people are like, what happens when I run Tyranids and a giant wall of guardsmen holding a fort? I said, well, would you do that? We'll see what happens.
But the thing is, this is what I'm saying. Even competitive, it's not even just competitive people now that are going, you're using these units wrong. You're picking the wrong units. You shouldn't be picking those units. It's not official. It's not just competitive people that are putting those comments in there now. I'd like to think that over the last year or two, we've probably shooken off a lot of the competitive people. Not that I don't want people to watch the channel. I absolutely want as many people to watch the channel as possible. But I often say, if you're coming for the most optimal, if you're coming for the most competitive, we're the wrong channel, because we're just here to have fun and have a laugh and enjoy each other, take the piss for 3 hours and see who wins. And we don't really care who wins. We do care who wins, but we don't really care who wins, right? And so a lot of competitive people have stepped away, and we're still getting these comments. And I'm like, read the room. I feel like what we're trying to do is we're trying to appeal to the wider audience of the Warhammer 40k community, the people that will play on the kitchen table, the people that can't go out there and buy, oh, hang on, this unit requires me to take this particular type of unit, this detachment, sorry, requires me to take this particular type of unit. I've only got 4 or 5 of those units. Fuck, I need to go and spend 300 quid just to make my detachment more efficient. Who cares? Just take those units and then take other things that you like and make and play with them anyway.
Yeah. Surely the concept of being good at Warhammer is getting good using the models that you have.
Who cares about being good at Warhammer though? Who cares? Just fucking play with your toys.
Down the club.
Just play with your toys and have fun.
Yeah.
Who cares? Which fucking moron pays money to get better at Warhammer? Just play games. That's all you need to do. And when you put your unit forward and it gets decimated by a unit of Orc boys, you go, that was a bad choice. I'll learn from that.
Yeah, I won't do that again.
Honestly. Anyway.
3 of 3. So thank you. I love all you fella, and I hope Games Workshop bites the bullet and releases 10th edition 2.0 or 11th edition sooner rather than later. Love you, Maelstrom Stream.
Yeah, love the Maelstrom Stream.
I mean, we've got the cards now. They arrived.
I bought 2 tactical decks. They're here, right? Mm-hmm. It's a hobby, 100% down, 100%. I could get really ranty about this, but it's supposed to be about this book. I don't think honestly, I know this is slightly off topic. I don't think we'll see 11th edition before the end of the 3-year life cycle. I think we've got 2 more years of 10th edition, and unfortunately, I think 10th edition was probably fucked from the start. When they made the thing is as well, the first set of changes they made was such monumentally huge, sweeping changes. For example, the change to Devastating Wounds, right? Yeah. To come away from Mortal Wounds and go, actually, we're changing how Devastating Wounds works. Actually, what that means is we've just broken the first 6 codexes we've written as well. Because they were written in with the way Devastating Wounds was when we released edition. Like, if you have to make such a fundamental change to your core rules within 6 months of releasing that edition, what you've done is a really fucking shit job of writing your core rules. Yeah. You can't argue that, right? If you have to make that big a change to core rules, you've just done a terrible job in the first instance.
You think this is why they don't send us all the nice things all the time anymore?
I don't care. I'd rather be honest, though. I'd rather be honest, Joe. I'd rather keep my integrity in place and be honest about the whole thing. If you have to come out and change, if you've got to write 22 pages of rules clarifications as an addendum to the actual core rulebook, you've done a shit job of writing your rules. And realistically, you should probably have some form of disciplinary, quite frankly, because it's a terrible job. And you've turned a ton of people away from the game.
Yeah.
That's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. What you want to be doing is and a lot of people go, yeah, but a lot of people are coming into the game. Yeah, but you want to keep those people coming into the game whilst holding on to your current audience. That's the golden ticket. That's what you really want.
They always spend the money, don't they? Nerds. For their money.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Can I read the next one?
Yeah, please do.
Thank you, Vlad Podcasting, for 5 gifted memberships. You are an absolute hero. A massive wang.
That puts us on 55. What a legend. Thank you so much.
What a nice guy, by the way. I'm not calling you a penis. Thank you, Sick Money Monkey. Says, what's weird, though, is that you can't take an ethereal with Farsight, so they do have some narrative-related rules.
But this is the disjointed way in which you've got 3 different people writing 3 different.
But the problem is that the Tau Codex is a single entity within itself. There's no.
Yeah, it's not.
Whereas Space Marines currently are in a situation where they have one codex supplement in the form of Dark Angels, and then you have multiple codex index supplements, right?
Yeah.
So and the thing is, because of how they've done the rules, is that they say it doesn't matter what colour your army is, you can take it in any detachment. So it doesn't matter if you've painted them Black Templars and you're taking Black Templars units because you're running them in a White Scars detachment, and therefore you can put librarians in, because librarians can take white scars. Or white scars can
The
take
thing is,
librarians.
again, but this again, I refer back to moronic rules writing, right? It's not difficult, okay? These units are Black Templars units, High Marshal Holbright, Chaplain Grimaldis, Crusader Squad, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And then all it needs is a single sentence. If you include any of these units in your detachment, you cannot also include librarians.
Yeah.
It's really fucking simple. It's not hard. It's not difficult. It's existed in every other previous Black Templars Codex. Moronic rules writing. Lazy job. Shit job. Bad. Carry on.
Thank you, Crumpets Panda. It says, I had a chunk set aside to pick up a couple battle boxes, but they were unavailable in 5 minutes. So I picked up a Custodes box and some bits from Element. You can have some of the change. Thank you, Crumpets Panda.
Thank you, Crumpets Panda.
Although the Custodes box did come back into stock when I was and so did the Orcs one. So I would imagine that because the Chaos box is sold out so quickly, they will probably do another run of them.
I don't know. I know that I was like, this is the worst part. This is the worst part about it. I was so panicky about ordering a coat. So what I did, right, genuinely, is I went to the website. I swear down.
All a fluster.
Just because I wanted to get you a limited edition codex, I promise you this is what was going on, right? At 20 to 10 in the morning, I was sat in my garage. So I was in my garage on Saturday morning working on the bike.
In your pants.
Working on the bike. I had my laptop on the desk. At 20 to 10, I left the bike alone and sat at my desk and just kept pressing refresh every minute until they came on, right? The codexes and stuff came on about 7 minutes to 10. So no one else had the email. And I just added one codex and bought it straight away. I didn't want to fuck around with adding another codex. I didn't want to fuck around with adding any boxes. Just bought it.
Yeah.
Just so I had it. Then I did the same thing again on the next one, and so I bought 2 separate purchases for 2 separate codexes. And that was it. Because I was like, because these things go like that. They never make enough. I mean, a limited edition codex is a limited edition, obviously, but yeah. So I get it. I'm sorry you didn't get your boxes. It sucks. I love you. Could tell Liam's tired today. Oh, he's well crabby. I'm in a happy mood actually. This is fantastic.
And then Crumpets Panda, thank you for the 5 gifted membership on top. We'll do the next loads of super chats after this detachment, yeah? Because otherwise, do you want me to do all these and then...
Yeah, thank you, Crumpets Panda, for the 5 more gifted. That puts us on actually 61, because we had another person join as well.
NBK Gamer Dad 84.
Thank you for becoming a Hesitating member all by yourself. If you've been gifted a membership or you are a member of the Great Hall and you haven't already, ! Discord in chat. Click on the link, get yourself into the Great Hall Discord server. Make sure you connect your YouTube account to your Discord account so it gives you all the right access. Otherwise, when you come in, if you're not connected properly, it will look like a sparse town of nothingness, right? So make sure you already. This is what happens when you eat and drink healthy, Jay. It's about water instead of monster chat.
I've just got monster for later. I've caught myself.
Did you mute yourself before you did that?
I hope so.
So make sure you do all that. Otherwise, when you go in, if you've not connected it, it will look like a sparse Discord server. If you then make sure you're connected correctly, it opens up the whole of Discord. There's tons and tons of threads in there. There's amazing people in there. Very, very proud of the community. If you are a member at Skald tier, you can upgrade for a mere £4. It takes you from Skald to Jarl tier. At the end of every single month, we run a Jarls only giveaway. I say Jarls only, it's Jarls and above. And if you are a Jarl tier or above, you can enter that giveaway for free. There's a whole extra thread. When the giveaway goes live, you'll be notified. You just click on enter. It enters you for free. At the end of the month, on the last day of the month, it draws one of you at random. And whoever is the lucky recipient will be able to pick a combat patrol or a Vanguard or Spearhead box of your choice. And we'll send that out to you. We'll ship it out to you. If you're in the US, we'll ship it from US GW, Australian GW, etc. If you're in the UK, we'll probably ship it from Element, depending on stock, right? And there's other tiers as well, including Haskell tier for some behind-the-scenes content. And we've got the Thanes as well, our most loyal, dedicated cult that's not a cult. The Thanes get the very own WhatsApp community, actually. If you upgrade to Thane tier, you get unlimited access to the Thanes WhatsApp community whilst you're a Thane. I say unlimited. Whilst you're a Thane, you get access to the Thanes WhatsApp community. And it's fucking busy in there at the moment, actually. And they have their own book club, and they organise get-togethers and all sorts of stuff. So we haven't had a new Thane for a little while. If you fancy it, ! Member, click on the link. You can upgrade your membership to Thane tier. Come and join the Thanes in the WhatsApp chat. I'm sure there's a ton of Thanes in chat right now that will tell you it's the bestest club that you pay a fortune to be in. Thank you, Muzzbuzz, for the gifted membership as well. You coming back, Jay? I don't want to read the detachment stuff without you being here, right? So I'm going to start reading now about Renegade Raiders, okay?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. So, Harry, by the way, H. Brown is in chat, by the way. He says, live from Saudi Arabia. He's a friend of mine who used to be in the army. I'm going to his wedding in a couple of months.
In Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, mods check. Lucy isn't here, Harry. She's swimming with the children in a swimming pool, believe it or not. Right?
Not in the sand.
He's in Saudi Arabia. I keep trying to get him to come and hang out for a weekend, and he's too important for me now. No one else needed to know that, but I thought I'd bring it up on stream.
Is he an oil baron?
He might be, yeah.
Yeah?
He might be, yeah.
I like it.
So the Renegade Raiders team is the next detachment. We've gone through so far Deceptors, Alpha Legion, Long War, Black Legion. This is going to be a slightly longer stream, I reckon. Renegade Raiders, we know what this one does already, right? Everything can advance and shoot, and you get additional AP if you're targeting a unit on an objective with shooting or fighting attacks.
This is the Red Corsairs detachment.
It's a very good detachment. This is going to see this a lot detachment. 100% going to see this a lot detachment, right? It's incredibly strong, this one, I think. Everything in your army that's Heretic Astartes can advance and still shoot, okay? That doesn't include, I think it doesn't, does it include, do cultists have Heretic Astartes? I don't know if they do.
You literally got the book in front of you.
Well, yeah, but if you were like, no, they don't, I'd be like, cool, I don't need to check.
I think they do have these.
Cultists don't have Heretic Astartes. So cultists can't advance and shoot.
No,
right?
I do like the distinction. Yeah, thank you. The cultists aren't superhuman.
Yeah, which they're not, okay? So everything that's Heretic Astartes, basically not damned stuff on the whole.
Anything that's not in power armor, essentially.
Can advance and shoot, and it gets an additional AP if making an attack that targets a unit within range of an objective marker. It's an important distinction in itself because that's ranged or melee, which is really, really good, okay? It's got, obviously, its own set of 6 strats. So you have a shooting phase strat, your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after it's selected, enemy unit selected its targets, 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army, excluding damned, that was selected as the target of one of attacking its attacks, worsen the AP by 1. Armor of Contempt. Cool, okay. You then got a fight phase 1 for a single CP. This is also a battle tactic. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. Until the end of the phase, the unit gets precision, as long as it's targeting a unit within range of an objective marker.
That's good. I kind of feel like it's an Alpha Legion rule, but I still like it.
Precision on a unit is targeting it in range of an objective marker in the fight phase. Where you're targeting a unit in range of an objective marker, you also get additional AP. Yeah. So you basically get precision and AP1 if you're fighting on an objective, fighting in an objective.
It's very good.
Which is decent, right?
Yeah.
Opportunistic Raiders. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that was eligible to fight this phase. If it's not within engagement range of one of my enemy units, it can make a normal move of up to 6 inches, or 12 if it's a mounted unit. Otherwise, your unit can make a fallback move. It cannot embark within a transport at the end of the move if it disembarks from a transport this turn. End of the fight phase, right? So if end of the fight phase, if I've killed you, I can make a normal move.
Yeah.
If I haven't killed you, I can fall back.
Yeah. K12 Frosty says, oh, Red Cross says the Chaos Marine Army I was going to start. Now everyone will think I'm power gaming. No, you can start it, right? Because being Red Corsairs doesn't mean that you can only use the Red Corsairs style detachment.
Also, you're one of our channel members. No one thinks you're a power gaming if you follow the Great Hall, mate. Yeah. All right. Dwayne says, I must be confused. The Black Templars download disallows use of Psychers. Does it only apply when using detachment? Yes. If you use a standard Space Marine detachment and pick Black Templars units like Home Marshal Helbrecht, you can also add a Librarian. It's a loophole. It's a bollocks loophole. And anyone who uses that loophole should be shot. Warp Charged Engines is another CP. Right, in your movement phase, you pick a Heretic Astartes transport or mounted unit from your army that has not been selected to move this phase.
Oh.
To the end of the phase, if you advance, you move 6 inches.
Tight.
Cool. Ruinous Raid, these are solid so far, right?
I still wish that we got a new bike unit.
I don't.
A plastic bike.
Ruinous Raid, another battle tactic. So this particular army has 3 battle tactics. Shooting phase or fight phase, 1 Astartes unit from your army that disembarked from a transport this turn and has not been selected to shoot or fight at this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model unit makes an attack, if the target of that attack is within range of an objective marker, you can reroll the hit and you can reroll the wound roll. Don't need to be below starting strength, don't need to be below half strength, you just have to have disembarked from a transport, reroll hits and wounds. Well, you have to disembark from a transport and target unit on an objective.
Yeah.
Which is important.
That is good though.
Yeah, well, a Land Raider.
The fact that they don't have to be under half strength.
Yeah, and a Land Raider is a transport and there's Terminators inside.
Yeah.
To get unit Terminators out of transport with your combi weapons and shoot a unit on an objective, reroll hits and wounds. 1 CP.
Is that in the shooting phase or could it be in the fight phase?
Shooting or fight phase, Joe.
So you can disembark 10 possessed.
So yeah, but you can. You can disembark 10 Terminators from 5 Terminators from a Land Raider with a character, right? You reroll all hits and wins of your combi bolters on the unit on the objective marker, which is quite tasty straight away, and your additional AP1 because of the detachment rule.
Yeah. And then you charge in.
then you charge
and
in.
then you auto hits and wounds again.
Reaver's Hate is your charge phase. A Heretic Astartes infantry or Astartes mounted unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, your unit is able to declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced. If you select one or more units within range of an objective marker as a target that charge, add one to the charge roll. Take that same unit of Terminators. Get out of a Land Raider. You don't move your Land Raider first. I know you can, but you could if you wanted to. Get out 3, advance, move 5, advance D6, shoot, because of your detachment rule, with reroll hits and wounds on the target with AP1, and then still charge for 1 CP.
Banging.
There's some cool combos here.
Yeah.
Very
It's quite
fast-moving.
CP heavy, though,
Well,
if you want to get all the stuff off.
you say that, but Ruinous Raids, which is the you can reroll hits and wounds if you get out of a transport. The Armour of Contempt and the Raiders one, where you basically can move after you've fought,
Yeah.
are all battle tactics.
Oh, yeah. That's good. So, but it means you have to take a lot of lords.
Oh, my lord. Everyone's doing that anyway. It's cool, right?
I just call them sergeants now.
Night Lords. Dread Talons. Do we bother?
I think we should, because that's what I'm using tonight.
Are you using this one tonight?
That's what I'm using tonight.
Why are you bringing the shittest one?
Because I spent all weekend painting fucking Night Lords.
To bring the shittest attachment. This is the one attachment I was like, don't use it, Joe. Don't use it. It's dog
Why?
shit. Because it's dog shit. You're better off using the Night Lords in a different attachment.
I'll use the... Well, the problem is, everyone's used the vehicle detachment, and everyone's used the Raiders detachment. I'm saving the Black Legion detachment for Vince.
We'll talk about it, right? In the battle shock step of your opponent's command phase, if an enemy unit is below its starting strength, is within 12 inches of one or more Heretic Astartes unit from your army, that unit must take a battle shock test. Each enemy unit that is within 12 inches of one or more Heretic Astartes from your army takes a battle shock test, subtract 1 from the result. Enemies affected by this detachment rule do not need to take any other battle shock tests in the same phase. Battle shock. One of my biggest problems with fucking 10th edition 40k.
Is Battle Shock is terrible?
Because battle shock is terrible.
The only way this detachment works, right, is that your entire army is just constantly forcing your opponents to take battle shock tests all the time.
Which is also dull.
Yeah.
Isn't
Take a
it?
battle shock test. Take a battle shock test. You have to get a lot of tokens.
Okay. Depthless Cruelty. Fight phase for a single CP. It is a battle tactic. You can do it for free for the 17 different Chaos Lords you're bringing. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army. Oh, we don't have the Chaos Lord and Jump Pack. We're apparently not important enough. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your infantry unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets a unit that is battle shocked or below half strength, improve the armor penetration characteristic of that one. I'm glad they've actually included the below half strength part.
Yes.
Because that might actually be relevant.
You do have to get there, but...
You do have to get for an extra AP, which is cool. Or just take the previous attachment, target on an objective, you get AP anyway. Don't have to worry about that half strength or battle shock.
I'll take that detachment.
Bloody example, fight phase, just after Heretic Astartes unit from your army destroys a character unit. That Heretic Astartes unit, each enemy unit within 12 inches, must take a battle shock test. Pitless Hunters is a CP as well. Epic D, so you can't do it for free. Pitless Hunters is a battle tactic. You can do this one for free. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model unit shoots that targets you that is battle shocked or below half strength, you can reroll the hit roll, you can reroll the wound roll, or just get out of transport, reroll all hits and wounds, just spend a CP, don't have to be below half strength or battle shocked. It's just worse versions of everybody else's
It is
strategy.
the worst
It's just worse versions of everybody else's strategies, isn't it? Right? Relentless Terror.
It's like Chaos Space Marine's hard mode detachment. Basically.
It's a little bit, yeah. Relentless Terror, your movement phase, just after Heretic Astartes infantry unit from your army falls back. That Heretic Astartes infantry unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which you fall back. Okay, decent CP stratagem. We've got a good one. 1 CP, fall back and charge is decent. That's good. We like that one, okay? Screaming Descent. Ah! Caca! In the reinforcement step of your movement phase, from the second battle round onwards, 1 Heretic Astartes jump pack unit from your army that is in reserves. Set up your unit anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 3 inches horizontally away from enemy units, but until the end of the turn, it's not eligible to go charge. The select an enemy unit or mounted within 6 inches invisible, who must take a battle shock test.
So that answers Vlad von Casting detachment. Sorry I'm late. How does Joe like the Night Lords detachment?
Hang on, we've got another one. Merciless Pursuit. This is another single CP stratagem, Joe. At the end of your opponent's movement phase, a Heretic Astartes infantry unit from your army that is not within engagement range of enemy units. Select 1 enemy unit that that fell back this turn that's within 6 inches of your unit, you can declare a charge for your charge phase. When doing so, you can only select the enemy unit as a target of the charge. Even if the charge is successful, your unit does not receive any charge bonuses, which you don't really need because your opponent's turn, so you'll fight first anyway. In the fight normal step, right? Yeah. That was good. Like, I fall out of combat, you go, I'm coming straight back in.
Yeah.
Which is, that was decent. That was a cool
chasing them down.
So what do you think of this detachment? Because chat are telling me that I'm being too critical. What do you think, Joe?
So I wrote a list for this detachment. And it's basically, like Liam says, he thinks it's boring, but you basically spend the entire game forcing your opponent to battle shock all the time.
Which is dull.
The biggest weakness is that you struggle to run this detachment narratively. Because so the best unit one of the best units to use in this detachment are Demon Princes with wings and Raptors. So Raptors have a 6-inch aura of an additional -1. So if you're within 6 inches of a Raptor unit, you're -2, right? And if you've got Flying Demon Prince, if you fly over a unit, it forces them to take a battle shock test. And when he shoots his gun, bam, 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 I think that also makes them take a battle shock test. So I basically went through the book looking at things that force people to test as much as possible. I think it's doable, but the downside is that you have to do a lot of work to battle shock someone to get a mediocre result.
Yes.
And the result is you get to use some stratagems which everyone else has access to.
Yeah.
The only thing it is good for is if you want to basically control the points of the game. So if you want to be the one that scores all the time, so your opponent doesn't score, so forces them to have to use secondaries, it's not so bad, but you have to use a lot of long-range firepower to whittle those units down to a lower strength, or a lower unit strength, so then they are easier to battle shock.
It's just like, everyone's like, oh, it sounds really good, but if you think about the situations that you need, right? Yeah. In your battle shocks of your opponent's turn, everything that's below starting strength and is within 12 inches of every starting unit. So I've got to be within 12 inches of you before I take this battle shock test straight away, right? If I take this battle shock test within 12 inches of you at -1, well, guess what? If you're within 12 inches of me with a Raptors unit and stuff like that, I want to fucking murder you anyway.
I'm going to skip all the other super chats to go to this one. Battle shock is the most from Viridius Gutum. Says battle shock is more effective on the actual player as they struggle to comprehend why you're making him do this.
100%.
Yeah. Why are you making me battle shock?
Yeah.
Right, this detachment would be 100% better, right, if there was an enhancement or a stratagem, probably an enhancement, it's easier to control in terms of balance, where you put on a lord or something and he goes, you're battle shocked now. You don't have a choice. You just are. He screams at you or throws a bird leg at you or something.
I think it's toilet.
Yeah. Scratches you with his bag lady fingers.
And the fact that you, like... So the other thing as well is, right, come up against Custodes, there is a possibility, even with that -1, and no one fails a battle shock test, right? And then cool, that means that like 3 of my stratagems are now fucking pointless until you're below half strength and you're Custodes. If you're below half strength, you're probably going to die anyway, right? It's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan.
I will probably use it at some point. I probably won't use it tonight. I will be using Night Lord models because I spent all weekend painting them up though.
But here's the thing, right? So you've kind of touched on it, and there's a comment in chat from Codename Eli. Battleshock style army should just make units fail a battleshock test. No roll, no chance. Just bang, that unit is now battleshocked until the next command phase.
Yeah.
If the Night Lord's rule was in your opponent's command phase, you pick an enemy unit and it is battleshocked, and they can't take any other tests or auto pass, and there is no way they can remove that battleshock. I think it's a better. I think it's a better detachment rule. Immediately think it's a better detachment rule. 100%. Still narrative. Still cool.
Yeah.
So it's your command phase, and I'm playing Night Lords, and I'm going, that unit there on that objective is battle shocked. Nothing you can do about it. You're terrified. You're battle shocked.
Yeah.
Bitch. Right?
Bitch.
This is much better because there is the possibility. And although mathematically maybe there's a chance that people will fail battle shock tests, and depending on the armies, it can be worse for you if you're Guard or Orcs or whatever. But there is a possibility that you could play a whole game and your whole detachment rule does nothing. That is a possibility.
Yeah,
Don't like it.
Yeah.
Fellhammer Siege Host. This one's good.
Should I do some more super chats?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, let's go.
Thank you, Evan Tomino says, love what you guys are saying. Thank you. He put this in during your rant about
everyone will
about
have to be hype.
Yeah.
Play the game because it's fun.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm going to say Aaron. I've yet to play a game of 40k. I've got 3rd edition old minis, and these constant rules changes to the core set and tournament focused writing doesn't encourage me to a table. I mean, yeah, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Although it upsets me a little bit, right? Because, and I know sometimes we're pretty overly critical of Games Workshop, but like I've said a million times in the past, and I'll say it again, I'm having loads of fun playing the game because like I said before, we sat down as a team and we're like, playing this competitively and hyper-optimizing is really fucking dull and really boring in our personal opinions.
Yeah.
And we all agreed by one guy, hey, it's that one guy. And he disappeared. And all power to him, he was like, no, I want to play tournament play. Cool, well, that's not what we're doing. And off Chris went to play tournament play. And because we made that choice, I genuinely believe we're having a ton of fun now.
Yeah.
So I'm sad that it's discouraging you from having a go. If you can find people, and I think there's tons of them out there, but if you can find people that want to get the game the way that we play the game on the channel, I think that you can have loads of fun playing 10th edition. It's still Warhammer, it's still 40k, there is still some narrative flavour to it. It can still be fun. It's hard at the moment on YouTube specifically to say to people, come and join us in our little quiet corner where we're not worrying about whether we can literally table a person in 2 turns and how powerful we can make things and how we score 100 points.
Yeah.
In fact, when was the last time any of us scored 100 points? It doesn't happen.
It's not very common.
It doesn't happen.
Especially when Brom's playing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You never get to
but
the
it just doesn't happen because we're more interested in playing narratively, having fun, telling a story.
Yeah.
So although it saddens me to hear that, don't give up is my honest piece of advice. Try and find people that want to play the game that you want to play.
Find
the way that you
your
want to play the game.
people.
Find your tribe. Yeah, exactly.
So thank you, Sir Galahad Grow Hunter. I'm sure there was a Codex review. Sorry, not sorry. Because we talked about it.
There was.
And then, but it's fine. We're back on it now, but not now because we moved away. Thank you, Muzzbuzz, for the 1 gifted membership.
Yeah.
Thank you, Muzzbuzz again. Says this is an expensive month. My orcs and night lords, especially my raptors and lord, just got mad love. Ave Dominus Nox, brothers.
And you. I've got to do you now. Joe and I are eating and drinking healthily.
Yeah.
And Joe went to the gym this morning as well as I did.
Yeah.
You can tell. But we both went to the gym today and we're drinking water. So this is bad for us.
Especially for streams, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already like a bit twitchy.
Yeah. You can keep reading though.
Yeah, it's a good time for Night Lords. I think they're well represented in the hobby. Obviously, you've got because my whole army that I've been painting over the weekend, not whole armies, the units I've added. I've got the Forge-World Jump Pack Praetor because we didn't get the Jump Pack Lord. I've got the Sevatar model, which I'm going to use as a Lord. I've painted 10 Forge-World Raptors, which I think are better than the plastics, in my own personal opinion, because there's much less trim, much better life, much better painting situation. And what else I paid? I paid 5 Terminators. I got some Tartarus ones I've converted up. And then I had the Forge World Terminator Predator Lord. Yes. I built and painted him as well. So that's a big addition to the stuff. And then obviously you have access to the Forge World heads, the Forge World shoulder pads, and now the upgrades through Kill Team, which I hope is going to get released soon because the box is kind of there and not there at the moment. But I think it's a good time at the moment to actually have narrative fun armies because of the access of upgrades that you can get direct from Games Workshop.
I was listening to that.
Yeah?
I was listening to all of that when I was in the bathroom. Yeah.
The bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh.
One thing I will say, based on part of what you just said, like I said this at the start, I think, of the stream, this is probably the first time in a long time, after reading the rules alone, that I was like, I want to make a Chaos Space Marines army.
Yeah.
And I personally, at the moment, my head is turned by word bearers, because I love red, I like word bearers, I know how much you hate Erebus. So there's a number of bonuses
and
to
you're
that.
getting Erebus for to run as Abaddon, aren't you?
Well, I was thinking about just using the Lorgar model actually to run as our Abaddon because it's kind of more of the right stature.
Yeah, I was looking at the Night Haunter to run in the Night Lords as Abaddon.
But
It's a beautiful model.
I also can't afford anything at the moment.
Well, the thing is, though, the Forge World Primarch series is off its nut when it comes to cost, right? In terms of prices. Lorgar, Night Haunter, like when they came out, they were like 45 quid.
Yeah, 80 now.
Well, I think they're more than that.
80
right?
when I looked at Lorgar the other day.
Yeah. Angron.
I went to buy Lorgar, looked at £80 and went, nope.
I think he was like 40 quid when he came out. He's now, he's like 80, 85. And I wouldn't even give you like a can of beans for that model.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Right.
What did you get?
And then, thank you, Terence Watkins. He says, it's been a while, but I still believe players should fight for better crusade to fit their narrative needs. No one ask, so Games Workshop don't change crusade.
Yeah, the thing is, this is the other thing as well, isn't it? Right, we talk about tournaments, tournament players, competitive players, narrative players. I feel like often the competitive players in the space, at least that GW listen, are the ones that shout the loudest. So if you think about MetaWatch, right, GW take all their data for how armies are performing from tournaments, and they to give them credit, before people go, Liam hates Streamline, to give them credit, right? They can't take that data from anywhere else. No. You can't take data from a person's casual game in their bedroom. No. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist.
Because you've got to think obviously at tournaments, everyone's using the rules properly. They're using the terrain properly. They're using, all their lists are legal and they're all playing to a fixed design.
They have to take the data from tournaments. So they're influenced heavily already by tournament results, right? And then also, and I've been on meetings and I've been on calls, the tournament scene, the competitive crowd, just shout the loudest about what needs fixing, what needs sorting, what needs changing. 10th edition was such a mess, as we discussed previously when it came out, that all the focus has been on rules so far for competitive, just for balancing in competitive play. Yeah. Starting to settle down a little bit. Do I think they'll spend a lot of time and effort on Crusade? No, because the narrative crowd sits there quietly in their narrative corner, just enjoying themselves.
Yeah, it's an odd one about balance as well, because obviously I've got into Old World recently, and Old World has a wild level of imbalance within it. Right? And normally you'd be like, that's terrible. You need balance. But I'm actually like, no, because, and this is kind of echoed within the Old World kind of community, where because there are things that are massively imbalanced, like specific units and combinations of abilities, mainly within death armies.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're a bit overpowered, they're a bit obnoxious, right?
Yeah.
But instead of going, get rid of it, FAQ it, and the thing is, though, because it's in one of the Legends armies, like Games Workshop probably aren't going to approach it because they're not going to run Legend stuff at their own events. So the community's kind of gone, well, actually, how do we beat this? Because what's happening now is because people are sitting down with their army books, with the rule books, going through all the equipments and data cards, and going like, what do I do to beat this?
Yeah.
Right?
Which is what happened in Warhammer, like pre-8th edition.
Yeah, which is weird. So like
40k was the same.
Yeah, like, so people on because what happens now within the realms of 40k, people go, this is broken, fix it, get rid of it, right? Like stop it being broken, or like, oh, it's a bit overpowered, I don't like it. And that creates like a feel bad situation for the people running those. Say for instance your only armies are orcs and night lords, right? And you've got the Bully Boy detachment. Now, after 4 editions, Meganoms are good now.
Finally,
because they've never really been good. They've always just been a little bit shit.
Yeah.
Right? Now they're really good. And all play, like, yes, like the unit I really like is now good and usable. I've bought more because I love them loads. And then everyone's like, no, it's bad, it's broken. Right? And no one sat down and gone, well, instead of complaining about how broken this is, how do we deal with it?
And that's a big problem, because what people will do is they'll go, I can't be bothered to work out how I beat this, so you should nerf it for me.
Yeah.
So rather than me working out how to beat those bully boys, those mega knobs, I'll just wait for Games Workshop to nerf them.
Yeah.
And then that means that poor orc player who's just bought more orc knobs or mega knobs, or who's got his old mega knobs up, dusted them off, and I'm going to use them now. Yeah. Then they go, my mega knobs are really good for a few months. Oh, they've been nerfed. Yeah. Brilliant.
It's like I spoke to a guy at Beachhead who's playing Tyranids, who's depressed. So my only army's Tyranids, and they're not that good now. And he goes, it's really hot. It's been really horrible being a Tyranid player, especially over the last 6+ years, because obviously he went from 7th, 8th, 9th now into 10th, right? Mm-hmm. And he was like, Tyranids down here, 8th edition kind of went up, got their 8th edition codex, really, really fucking good, and then slapped back down again. And then 9th edition codex came out. They were incredible. He was like, got three weeks, month out of them, boom, terrible, in the bin again. Now, same thing's happened again. We've kind of got new books going all right. Index is really, really good. And then it's back down again. It's just like this all the time. He goes, it's horrible because you never know what your army's doing. And no one's playing to fix stuff.
But to give GW some kind of breathing space as well, like they're nerfing armies for balance rather than improving others, and people are complaining. But in the past, everyone would complain about codex creep. And there's
no winning for games.
There is no winning. People, I think the bottom line is humans like to fucking complain. So GW could be like, here is a £200 voucher to the store to start your next army for every single person who's ever made a purchase, and some fucker somewhere will go, can't believe it's not 400 quid.
Yeah,
that's just what happens. It's people, they're arseholes.
Do these last 3 super chats whilst I go for mine.
Again?
Yes.
Oh my god, Battle Shock is more effective. Oh, we've done that one. We've done that one. What if failing Battle Shock caused D3 mortals? Love it. Again, for Night Lords, if you're going to make it do something, because it's quite rare that it has a huge impact, make it have an impact, make it have a decent impact. And Battle Shock just is kind of a bit naff on the whole. If you face a whole army, like I still feel like giving you the option to force a Battle Shock on someone, as in like not force a test, but force a Battle Shock, is better than making your whole army test. Because we've seen it so many times, even we've seen it with the Tyranids, right? Shadow. What Night Lords have got now is they've got Shadow of the Warp every battle round. That's what they've got, essentially, right? They've got 5 Shadows of the... Okay. So Shadow of the Warp every battle round if you're within 12 inches and you're below starting strength, essentially. Now, we've seen Shadow of the Warp happen in a significant number of times in the studio where nothing's happened. Pass, 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 pass. Fail that one, don't care. Pass, 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 pass. Cool. Glad we wasted everyone's 5 minutes. I think if the Night Lords player could pick a unit that's within, maybe they have to be within 12 inches, but picks a unit and that forces a Battle Shock test, it gives you lots of tactical play. I need to move my units in range, I need to get my units in range of the opponent's unit in his Battle Shock phase and go, Battle Shocked, fuck you, right? You're frightened, done. It just gives a lot more tactical play. The current version of it is just a bit shit. It's just, I don't like it, right? Stick Monkey says, you said Battle Shock more than 3 times in a minute and I passed out. Thank you so much, everybody, by the way, for the super chats. It wildly supports us, you beautiful human beings. Thank you for all the gifted memberships. We're on 62. We made 100 on the last Liam and Joe show.
Yeah.
We might even do it again, but we need 38 more.
Oh.
We need 38 more gifted memberships to make another 100, Joe. There is, however, near 350 people watching.
Oh my god!
So if everyone gifted a single membership right now, if everyone just went, press the little dollar sign in the bottom right hand corner, membership gifting, 1, send,
£1 million.
Right? Then we'd probably make the 100 members in total.
Yeah. I thought I could hear. I think it's people outside. I was like, why can't I hear the stream?
You can't hear the stream.
Oh, it's this. The volume's slightly on. I was so confused. I saw having them a bit of a
Fail Hammer Siege host.
Detachment, then we'll do Electman. Go on.
Yeah, we'll get to Electman. Fail Hammer Siege host, right? I'm a fan of this one.
Yeah, this is a very good. Also, Iron Warriors Detachment.
Also, Iron Warriors Detachment. Each time this is Iron Warriors Detachment. Each time a ranged attack targets a Heretic Astartes unit from your army, if the strength characteristic Heretic Astartes unit doesn't have to be a demon engine or a vehicle, right? If the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than the toughness characteristic of that unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. It's fucking huge. It's really good.
It's what Wardens have across the entire army.
Yeah. It's amazingly good. All Heretic Astartes units targeted by shooting attacks, right, is -1 to wound if the strength is greater than my toughness. Remembering that most Space Marines are toughness 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Right? It's amazingly good.
Yeah, so if you think like your Terminators now can't be wounded on anything better than a 3, I guess, right, at most. Well, yeah, can't be wounded on anything better than a 3. Majority of the time they're going to be wounded on 4s. All your vehicles.
It worked for a change, Joe.
Oh my god. This is what happens when they listen to you.
It worked for a change, Joe. Oh my God.
We'll just interact with them quickly so people
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Right. Thank you, Bio Big Daddy, for 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Just Jupiter, for 1 gifted membership. Thank you, James Mayer, for 5 gifted members. Absolute hero. He went above and beyond. Thank you, Evan Tomalillo, for 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Stick Mummy. Stick Mummy?
Stick Mummy?
Stick
Mummy!
Stick Mummy! For 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Marcanius, for 1 gifted membership. 5 gifted memberships. Not 1, but 5. Actually, thank you, Dang Skippy, for 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Tom Grimstead. Tim. I can't read quickly or read. Thank you, for 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Stephen, for 1 gifted membership. And thank you, Richard C, for 1 gifted membership.
We raced all the way to 80 there.
Thank you.
Raced to 80.
Thank you, Vlad von Karstein,
for 1
gifted membership. He's in the Hollow King book I'm listening to at the moment.
We just need 1 set of 20, 2 sets of 10, 4 sets of 5, and we're done.
And 100. Thank you. Shall I do Elect Man whilst we're here? Thank you, Elect Man. So it's a fair point. Learning how to deal is good, but don't you think a build/strategy that warps the meta around it so fundamentally unhealthy for the game? Well, it depends on how difficult the fix is to deal with that unit.
I used to love trying to come up with something that was so different to the meta that you'd put it on the table and people were like, what the fuck? How do I deal with that?
Yeah, because what normally happens is that the meta changes around one specific army. So what happens is you have people playing that army and then everyone else is kind of building to deal with that army, right? And then what happens is if someone goes, boom, here's something entirely new no one's thought about that completely beats both of those.
Yeah. And
then what happens is because the internet exists now, people go, oh, I like that army. And what that does, it constantly shifts and change. And what you then have is what I really like about Warhammer at the moment, and it's kind of gone on since 8th edition and the inclusion of the Minotaur and Field Manual, is that by bringing changing of missions in, changing of army rules, changing of secondaries, you've got this ever-shifting plane of how armies are good, how they work, what units are good. It's kind of like in Magic the Gathering, they have deck sets and card sets that come out every couple of months, and every time one set comes in, an old set comes out, and it's always changing and keeps it exciting. It's less good for people that only play a couple times a year.
Yeah.
But if you play all the time, right, like a tournament player or like someone who goes to a club every week, having a constant change is good. I think.
Or knobs who have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with bully boys? Devastating with combi weapons.
Anti-infantry 4+.
Anti-infantry 4+, right? So I was looking at this. I said, how to deal with bully boys? Well, I've got a Space Marine army. Just put 2 units of Stone Guard in. I'll drop bully boys like nothing. Chaos Terminators with combi weapons. Kill them like nothing. Grenade strat. Yeah. The Hammer of Wrath.
Tank shock.
Yeah, tank shock. They're actually a really easy unit to deal with because if you negate their armor save, they've just got a 4-up then.
Gamer Dad 84, thank you for the gifted membership.
Thank you for the gifted membership.
You're a legend.
Yeah. That's how you deal with them. And then your second one, BC, because if you are required to take... because if you're required to XY unit that only keeps you from getting instantly bodied by a power gamer opponent, you're effectively playing at a points deficit, which feels pretty awful. Yeah, it's like if you play against Tau and they absolutely smash you in a 1-er.
But you're right, though. I agree with what you're saying. Yeah. You can read that last one, Jay?
Yes, I'm going to read it. It's that time, Joe. Say my name. Aludaruna. Arunaroo.
Old Dan Rua.
Old Hannah Rua. Oh. Old Hannah Row.
I'm sorry.
I sound like Scooby-Doo.
He does love you. The Iron Fortitude rule is really nice, right? -1 to wound across the whole army. If they're targeting something stronger, it's really, really good. I'm a fan of this one. I'm a big fan of this one. Okay, it actually kind of makes Chaos feel tough. right, which is good.
Yeah, because they die very quickly.
You get 6 stratagems. The first one is a battle tactic, which is called Persistent Assailants. In the fight phase, 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that was selected as the target of 1 or more attacks this phase and has not been selected to fight this phase. To the end of the phase, each time the model in your unit makes an attack, you can reroll the hit roll, and if your unit is below half strength, you can reroll the wound roll as well. Still better than the Battle Shock version.
It's just it's weird, isn't it? They're like. What they've always made Night Lords like the leadership army, and they need to stop.
I think there's a ton of detachments as well that have a reroll hit, reroll wound for this edition that has less rerolls. Brutal Attrition is the next stratagem for a single CP.
I think the reroll strats, right, mean that you're not auto-including Ambadon.
Yes, agree. Fight phase, just after the enemy unit has selected its targets, you pick 1 Heretic Astartes infantry unit from your army, excluding damned units, that was selected as the target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks. Until the end of the phase, each time a melee attack is allocated to a unit. After the attacking unit has finished making its attacks, roll a d6 to a maximum of 66 per attacking unit. For each 4+, the attacking unit suffers a mortal wound. So if you're being targeted by bully boys and you play the single CP strat, for each time a melee attack is allocated to a unit, after the attacker's unit finished making its attacks, roll 1d6 to a maximum of 6. There's very few times an enemy unit's going to hit you with less than 6 attacks.
Yeah. So
you're almost always rolling 66 and for each 4+ doing a mortal wound.
Yeah.
Which is cool, right? Doesn't require your unit to still be alive.
But it's really good, like even if like someone's like a character with 1 wound or a couple guardsmen with like...
Yeah, I'll play this 1 CP because it doesn't require you to be alive at the end.
Yeah.
It's just that, right? You just die. Pitless Cannonade is a single CP in your shooting phase. This one's a battle tactic as well. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets a unit that is below half strength, a successful unmodified hit roll of a 5+ scores crits, which is important for dark packs. Your sustained and lethals then got off from 5s, but it has to target a unit that is below half strength to get that. It's all right, shooting phase is a little bit better. It's kind of cool. Point blank destruction, 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that is within engaging range of 1 or more enemy units that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Until the end of the phase, your unit's range weapons have the pistol ability. Heretic Astartes unit. Anything has pistol in the Heretic Astartes unit now. Terminators. Obliterators.
Yeah.
Fucking Forge Fiend.
Yeah. It's very, very good.
1 CP battle tactic. It's
Yeah.
very, very good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Terminators in combat with combi weapons that do dev wounds with a character in that's a captain, not a captain, a lord. That's a free stratagem.
Yeah.
Because it's battle tactic. 1 CP. There you go. I've got pistol on all my combi weapons now. Steadfast Determination, opponent's shooting phase, just after he selected his targets. A Heretic Astartes unit that's not damned, that was selected as a target. Until the end of the phase, models on the unit have the Feel No Pain 5+ ability. Very good.
Very strong.
Again, Heretic Astartes unit, not
Actually,
infantry.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the very few ways of getting Feel No Pain in this army.
Yeah, 1 CP Feel No Pain for 5+ on any unit that's not damned. Again, not locked to infantry. Put it on vehicles.
Yeah.
Put it on your Mauler Fiend.
Yeah.
5+ Feel No Pain. Siegecraft, you start your opponent's charge phase, 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, each enemy unit selects that unit as a target of charge, subtract 2 from the charge roll.
Tanglefoot!
Yeah. On any Heretic Astartes unit for a single CP. Strong detachment,
Right, so that means like if someone's coming out of Deep Strike with no reroll, you're like, it's 11 charge now, boy.
Yeah. That's a strong detachment on the whole, I think.
I think it's really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of it. The extra durability is definitely going to be something that Chaos players will like, I think. Yeah. Because I've often found Heretic Astartes units that have been in the warp for thousands and thousands of years and are all gifted by the Chaos Gods and they fall over to a stiff breeze. Is a problem.
They die much quicker, big wow.
Yeah, so. Then we have the Pactbound Zealots. This is the original version that we had in the index, but renamed.
And a few changes.
Marks of Chaos, okay? When mustering your army, when you select a Heretic Astartes unit from your army, if it's not an epic hero, it does not already have one of the following keywords, you must select one for that unit and note it in your army roster. Khorne's Each, Nurgle / Chaos Undivided. Each time a unit with one of these keywords gains a weapon ability as the result of a Dark Pact and does not fail the resulting leadership test, until the end of the phase, that unit gains the associated ability below. Units that gain lethal hits, if you're Khorne, you score an unmodified hit roll of 5+ scores a critical hit. If you're Zeech, each time a unit makes a ranged attack, unmodified hit roll of 5+ scores critical hit. Undivided, each time this unit makes an attack, reroll hit rolls of 1. Units that gain sustained hits, Nurgle, making a ranged attack, 5+ scores critical. Slanesh, making a melee attack, scores 5+ scores critical. Chaos Undivided, each of the units model makes an attack reroll hit roll of 1, right?
Shiny red.
Yeah. So basically, you get crits on 5+s only if you do not fail your battle shock, fail your Dark Pact. Okay, there we go. You cannot select the Khorne keyword for a psychic unit. A character unit can only be attached to a unit if both units share the same keyword. Cool.
So the reason I've got these cards out, right, because it means you don't have to go through different pages, because it's not including
Epic Heroes.
Heroes. Abaddon has lost all 4 marks. He's just undivided now.
Which means if you want to attach them to a unit of Terminators, they have to be Chaos Undivided.
To be undivided. Right, Harken Worldglamour is still undivided. He was undivided before. Vashtor can't join a unit. Cypher can't join a unit. Fabulous Bile, also undivided.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because he left the Emperor's Children. He was kicked out. He
well,
left / kicked out. Fired / quit, you know?
Yeah.
That old chestnut. He's just a bit too extreme for them.
Yeah.
Chaos Law, I'm just seeing, hang on, where are you?
My lord.
Huron Butthurt is undivided.
Okay. So basically, if it's an epic hero, you have to join an undivided unit.
They're pretty much all they're all undivided.
I'm into it.
Which is not right. Undivided is not a terrible thing because reroll hit rolls of 1 still strong.
Still decent.
Still very strong.
6 stratagems as usual. Obviously, Eye of the Gods. Fight phase after a character unit from your army, excluding damned, demon, and epic hero units, destroys an enemy unit. One Heretic Assault's character model in that unit until the end of the battle. Add 1 to move, toughness, and wounds characteristics because of that character model. Add 1 to attack, strength, and damage characteristics of the character weapons, melee weapons. Love this one. 1 CP.
And that's on anyone, not including.
So you can't put it on demon or epic heroes, right?
So you can't put it on Abaddon.
No. Destroys an enemy unit. You pick a character. It's like a Chaos Boon almost. Now you get +1 to your move, toughness, and wounds, and +1 to your attack, strength, and damage.
So good.
That's fucking brilliant, Joe.
It's really good.
It's really cool, that one.
But if you think, right,
I want to use this detachment for word bearers, by the way. Carry on.
If you think, right, you put that on the Jump Pack Lord with Lightning Claws. If he does manage to go in and kill something, he's like, cool, damage 2 Lightning Claws now.
Yeah, with an extra attack, extra strength, extra move.
Yeah.
Eternal Hate. Just after the enemy unit selected its targets in the fight phase, 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that was selected as the target of 1 or more attacking units attacks. Till the end of the phase, each time a model that unit is destroyed, that model has not fought this phase, roll a d6, adding 1 to the result. If the unit is a Khorne unit, on a 4+, do not remove and play. You'll fight on death, basically. Okay, which is cool. Profane Zeal, single CP battle tactic. Heretic Astartes Chaos Undivided unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase until the end of the phase. Each time a model in your unit makes an attack, you can reroll the wound roll in shooting or fight phase.
Now,
right? So 1 CP. So Chaos Undivided is really bad. Apart from you can spend 1 CP as a battle tactic, by the way, which could be for free, and reroll all wounds, shooting or fighting.
So a 10-man Terminator unit with Abaddon, which rerolls all hits anyway.
Because Abaddon
now
rerolls all hits and
wins. And you still, and when you Dark Pact, you still get sustained or lethals.
Yep.
So you go, okay, I'm going to go sustained, and I'm going to shoot all the bullets today.
Yep. Skin Shift. Heretic Astartes unit from your army in your command phase. 1 model unit regains up to 3 lost wounds. In addition, if your unit is Tzeentch unit and below its starting strength, 1 destroyed model, excluding character models, is returned to your unit with its full wounds remaining.
Yes.
So you can heal a unit.
That's what it is now, yeah.
You can heal a unit, or you get a model back if you're Tzeentch, right? Yeah. Which is Epic Deed. We've got Torpifying Refrain. Heretic Astartes unit from your army in your movement phase. It's eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back. If it's Slanesh, till the end of the turn, your unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced or fell back.
It's very good.
Festering Miasma.
Yeah.
In your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy unit you selected its target, it's 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that was selected as a target of 1 or more of those shooting attacks. Until the end of the phase, if that unit has a stealth ability, in addition, if it's Nurgle, it can only be selected as a target if it's within 18 inches.
Honestly, I do think that is still one of the stronger detachments.
It's very good.
It's very, very good.
Very well rounded.
Very well rounded. The only downside to because that detachment, right, and this mainly probably comes from how I play in my armies, because I like combat.
Or your leggies.
Kind of combat orientated. Is there's no reason not to take Slanesh.
Depends. Yeah, maybe.
Obviously, you have to take Undivided, but if you take Undivided characters...
You've got a Hellbrute stood at the back of the board on your home objective.
Yeah, if
guns.
it's shooting, you go Nurgle, because sustained. And then if you want it
Well, you go Nurgle for 2 reasons, sustained and that stratagem.
Yeah.
I'm going to target your Hellbrute, you're not. Boop. No, you're not.
18 inches is a long way. I think it's best on Defilers, because obviously they've got quite a long range.
Defiler?
Hardly know.
We've got 2 more to go, Joe.
Very quickly then, we'll do Kev Thacker, who has given us an orange one. Part of the Working and Lurking crew. Thank you. Maybe a -1 to hit for being Battle Shocked would be more relevant. We talked about this last week, actually. Battle Shock would be better if you lost your OC and you could not benefit from any character's abilities or army rule ability. You can't. Basically, you just become your data sheet. You can't be affected by any external sources or abilities because you're too busy being panicked and running away and being disorganized to listen to what's going on around you.
Absolutely agree.
And then it becomes good because then it means like Space Marine just go, cool, I'm battle shocked, but I still get Oath. I still get my lieutenant ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Losing that stuff then becomes a reason to do it.
Just Stupid says, who's the better general detachment now, Black Legion or Wordbearer? They both have their own merits, and you can also throw the Red Corsairs one in as well.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on who. It depends on how you want to run your army.
And I even don't think the Iron Warriors are bad for general ones because these aren't locking into demon. Like this is one of the first times where it's like, apart from the detachment we're about to talk about, it's not locking into demon engines. It's not. Like, I was really worried about the Red Corsairs. It's going to lock into mounted good shit Chaos Bikers as the only models I've got access to. And they didn't. They just went Herrick Astartes unit.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. It did a good job there.
And then Erebus.
Yeah, that's
brother. Thinking about word bearers, because
he's a legend.
Because he is Erebus. Why would you not be thinking about your word bearers? Because I like red and I know how much you hate Erebus. Say fuck you, buddy. Happy chaos, but everybody. I hate him so much.
Love the word bearers, Jay. Without the word bearers and Erebus, there would be no 40k.
See, you had this argument. You said this the other day. Let's be honest. Fulgrim still would have fallen to the Slanesh because he found that penis sword, didn't he? On
Cocksword, yeah.
On the sexy lizard planet. So
yeah, but then he would have just been crushed by Horus.
Yeah, it's true.
You go, oh, look at my penis sword. Horus goes dead.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Horus was in a coma after being tickled by a fancy blade, right?
Yeah.
I think you'll find you need the word bearers to have the Horus heresy. Chaos cult, right? This is all about cultists.
Lira says, what would you do if I bought you the Primarch of the word, but I'd destroy it?
I don't think he's talking to you.
Oh.
If he's
talking to me, I'd destroy it.
As long as it's not fucking
I would
China.
throw it into the sea.
As long as it's not China cast. I don't like China cast.
I'd drive the 10 minutes to the seafront.
I bought a Lorgar off of eBay ages ago.
Yeah.
It said genuine product, and then when I got it, it wasn't genuine product. And I messaged the person and was like, this is clearly a fake print. And I got really pissy with them, and they just ignored me. So I went through eBay. eBay gave me a refund, thankfully. I was very upset about it. It's terrible quality as well, but it's just snapped off all the time. Anywho, thank you, Lehman Russ. You don't have to do that. Thank you for the 5, though. Chaos Cult, right? I actually love this.
This is not a terrible detachment.
I actually love this.
I hate cultists, but it's not a terrible detachment.
I love cultists. I want to see more cultists in more Chaos armies.
There was a time during 8th edition where less cultists, the better.
I want more cultists.
Because there was a time where cultists were literally stringing across the entire table, everywhere. It was horrible.
Not a thing I'm ever going to do. All right. Each time a damned unit from your army with a Dark Pact's ability is selected to make a normal move or advance, declare a charge, blah, 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 it can make a Desperate Pact. If it does, until the end of the phase, add 2 to that move characteristic of models in that unit and add 2 to charge rolls made for that unit. Desperate Pact. Each time a unit makes a Desperate Pact, it must take a leadership test. If the test is failed, it suffers D3 mortal wounds before any effects of that Desperate Pact are resolved. So you Desperate Pact to move, Desperate Pact to charge, and then Dark Pact to fight if you want to. If you want to.
The only downside to this, right, is that you could start to lose models very quickly.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But there are some ways to mitigate that.
Yeah.
Dark Apostles and Chaos Cultist units means that you use his leadership.
Yeah.
There's other bits and bobs, okay? Traitor Guardsman from your unit, gain the battle line keyword. Yeah. 6 units of Traitor Guardsman, 6 units of Chaos Cultist. I'm into it, right?
The Trade Guard models.
Chosen for Glory, single CP. Your shooting phase or fight phase, 1 down unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase. You can make a Desperate Pact. If it does, to the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. And if you did not fail the resulting leadership test when making a Desperate Pact, you can re-roll the wound roll as well. Super interesting for a single CP in a unit of cultists with a Dark Apostle in there, simply because he gives them +1 to wound and they're using his leadership. So you use his leadership for all re-roll hits and wounds with +1 to wound as well on cultists. Yeah. They get a lot of attacks. They don't sound like very strong. A lot of stacking that can go on in this army.
Yeah, it builds up.
It can get crazy. Yeah. Selfless Demise. Fight phase just after the enemy unit selected its targets. 1 down unit from the other selects as a target of those attacking units. Until the attacking unit has resolved all of its attacks, each model unit is destroyed. Roll a d6. On a 6, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound after all of its attacks have been resolved. So 20 cultists. If you have enough attacks to chew through all 20 cultists, you roll 20 dice, and every 6 is a mortal wound. There's no cap. So you roll 9 6s, Joe, do 9 mortal wounds.
Banging.
Infernal Sacrifice, 1 damn unit from your army that has not been selected to fight the fight phase. You can make a Desperate Pact. If it does, your unit suffers D3 mortal wounds, in addition to any suffered for failing the resulting leadership test. Until the end of the phase, add 1 to the attacks characteristics of the melee weapons equipped by models on that unit. If you did not fail the resulting leadership test, improve the strength characteristic by 1 as well. We saw this on Warcom, still pretty good. Additional Desperate Pact though, so more chances of failing mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Again though, think about this on a unit of 20 cultists with a Dark Apostle in the unit, right? A CP on that one and a CP on that one, you're suddenly re-rolling all hits and wounds with an extra attack and an extra strength if you don't fail your battle, if you don't fail your Desperate Pact.
Yeah.
All you've done is lose D3 models.
Yeah.
That's really fucking good, okay? Crazed Focus, shooting phase, our shooting phase as Chaos players. 1 down unit from the army that has not been selected to shoot, you can make a Desperate Pact. If it does, until the end of the phase, each model in the unit makes an attack, improve the armor penetration characteristic by 1. And if you did not fail the leadership test when making a Desperate Pact, improve the strength of that attack by 1 as well. So your auto guns go to strength 4 AP 1. They become better than Space Marine bolt guns. Good. Reckless Haste, your charge phase. 1 down unit from your army until the end of the turn. Your unit is eligible to go a charge in a turn at which it advanced. They've got all the toys, Joe.
They have.
And then finally, Mortal Thralls, right? This is a wordy one. Your opponent's shooting phase, just after the enemy unit has selected its targets. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that was selected as a target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks, and 1 friendly damn unit within 3 inches of your unit and visible to both your unit and the attacking unit. Makes sense, yeah? I'd shoot at your Chaos Space Marines, okay? You've got a unit of Chaos Occultists next to your Chaos Space Marines within 3 inches, and both your units can see my unit that's shooting at your Chaos Space Marines. That's what we've got to so far, right? Okay, good. Until the end of the phase, while your damn unit is on the battlefield, each time your opponent would make a wound roll for attack that targets your Heretic Astartes units, if your damn unit is visible to the attacking model and is an eligible target for that attack, no roll is made. Instead, your damn unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage characteristic of that attack. You basically use cultists as human shields.
Yeah. You're like, go! Jump into the line of bullets.
Good, isn't it? That is our damned one. I love it. I think that was cool as shit. And do I think it's very, very good? No. Do I think it's top tables? No. But
This is rubbish. Liam Dempsey, what auto guns are you referring to?
I don't know. Let me have a quick look.
They got las guns now.
Chaos Cultist Mob. Auto pistols. I don't have auto guns anymore, just auto pistols.
They literally only have close combat weapons.
Yeah, close combat weapons and auto pistols.
They're not saying their sheet saying, oh, you can swap.
But they are strength 4, so they would go to strength 5 auto pistols, AP 1.
Yeah, well, they've got those. They've got the. I like the improvised weapons on them. Some of them got like knives and some got sticks. Like there's one guy who's just got like a massive rod with these giant nuts on the end, as in nuts and bolts, not actual ball bags. He just goes around hitting them with his pole. It's great.
But hang on. Where is my favourite little cheeky chaps that I like? Where are they, Joe? Joe, where are they?
I don't know.
Where are they?
Whilst you have a look for that, I'm going to look and read. Nightmare has super chatted. Says, I have a full line of Void Touched by Ravaged Star. I'm thinking of Alpha Legion colours because the potential of running it as loyal to. What direction would you go?
In what way?
As in painting those models, I think. What legion would you go?
What direction would you go? I'm confused as to the question. Thanks for the $20, dude. You're a hero.
Alpha Legion is a good choice if you want to use your Marines for both codexes. I know Paddy has basically created an entire Alpha Legion army out of using Loyalist and Chaos stuff. So he could, in theory, use both, or use the army as both.
You can give it to Guardsmen as damned, and they go to strength 4, AP1 bolt guns, las guns.
Really?
Yeah, lol.
I have got a lot of traitor guard. How much I need to paint. That damn detachment, by the way, you could run it as Krieg.
Ooh.
Because they had that.
It's very narrative for Krieg, actually, isn't it?
Just running and dying, just hordes and hordes of Krieg.
Who thought the best attachment for Krieg would be the Chaos Space Marine book?
Yeah, the Chaos Cult. Because they were the Cult of Death or something, weren't they?
Yeah. I don't really know the question, Nightmare. The idea of running it Alpha Legion so you can run it as both is amazing. I think it's cool.
I like that idea.
I think the Veil Touched models, if I remember rightly, typically lean themselves more towards being Chaos than they do Loyalist. I don't know if they've got some
they're very cornate, aren't they? Or very word-bearery.
They're very, They're
very designed by Dave, though.
Yeah, they're very busy. Yeah. The models and the bases are as chaotic as his fucking mind, but they're beautiful sculpts. So yeah, I think painting them as Alpha Legion, they look quite striking as well, though.
Yeah.
And if you want to run them as base,
silver. I really like the baby blue Heresy Alpha Legion scheme.
Yeah,
that's my favourite.
So I love the cultist one. I actually kind of want to do it, but I also don't want to paint all the models to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
It's essentially where I am with it, right?
Yeah.
Soulforged Warpack.
Ooh.
Okay.
This is good. I know Titans played this detachment the other day. Yeah,
I've seen that they only have pistols, Mr. Brandon, thank you. We've just seen that, right? Soulforged Warpack. This one is interestingly good. Okay?
Yeah.
Each summon Heretic Society's demon vehicle. So this is the first time we've seen a big detachment that is specifically linked just to a specific type. So we're talking Hellbrute, Mauler Fiend, Forge Fiend, Hell Turkey.
Yeah.
That's about it. Defiler.
I know. Venom Crawler.
Venom Crawler, thank you, yes.
Big Corn Train.
Oh, the Lord of Skulls?
Lord of Skulls, he's one. If you want to go down the Index Road, you've got the Khitan, you've got the Ravager things.
So each time a Heretic Society's demon vehicle from your army makes a dark pact, it can invoke its contract. So narrative, some of these.
Yeah.
If it does,
18 months.
If it does,
£30 a month.
Subtract 1 from the resulting leadership test when making that dark pact, and until the end of the phase. Each time a roll unit makes a range attack, add 1 to the wound roll. So good. Add 2 to the attacks characteristics and melee weapons equipped by models in that unit.
It's really good. Right. Venom Crawlers all of a sudden become a little bit spicy.
Yeah.
Because strength 6 wounds base Space Marine units on 2s then.
Not forgetting this is in addition to the Dark Pact.
Yeah.
So you roll a Dark Pact, you are -1 to your leadership for doing this, if you invoke its contract.
Yeah.
But you could get sustained and +1 a wound with shooting on your Forge Fiend, for example, right? Not to mention, by the way, right now, Vashtor is a fucking unit.
He is an absolute lad.
Vashtor looks like they struggled to sell him in 9th edition. So, Desperate Pledge, single CPJ, it's a battle tactic, so it could be for free. You pick a demon vehicle in the shooting or fight phase that has not been selected to shoot or fight. To the end of the phase, if unit invokes its contract, each time it makes an attack, improve the AP of 1 by as well. So go back to Forge Fiends, right, which are currently AP 1/2 damage. Okay? And there are 8 attacks per gun, so 16 attacks, I think it is. I might be misremembering, but we'll check on that later. Okay, you Dark Pact it for sustained, right? You invoke your contract, you get sustained, +1 a wound, and additional AP. Decent, isn't it? Glut of Souls, Heretic Society's vehicle from your army, excluding Titanic units, demon vehicle, that has not been selected to fight in the fight phase, right? Till the end of the phase, if a unit invokes its contract, each time it makes an attack that destroys an enemy model, roll a d6. On a 5+, it gains a wound back to a maximum of 6.
Nom, 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 nom.
So you just basically heal back, which is pretty good. If you think about it as well, right, for a single CP, if you're running a Mauler Fiend or something into a unit where you're like, he should fuck 5 or 6 dudes here easily.
Yeah.
Right, easily. Even if you fail your Dark Pact, there's a chance you just get more wounds back. It doesn't matter. It's fine for a single CP. We like it. Demonic Possession, your command phase. Any Heretic Society's vehicle, excluding demons, so Predators, or Vindicator,
Or Rhino.
Maybe not.
Or Hellbrute.
Until the end of the phase. Hellbrute's not a demon, aren't they? They're not. No. Until the end of the phase, until the end of the battle. What? Wait, what? In your command... Right, I've misread this before, Jay.
Yeah.
In your command phase, pick a heretic exotic vehicle from your unit, excluding demon. Until the end of the battle, your unit has a demon keyword.
Yeah, really good.
I thought it was a battle round.
No, it's a whole game, man.
The whole game. So turn one, pick your predator. Guess what? I've now got +1 to win with my ranged weapons.
Yeah, the auto-cannon becomes very good then.
It does, yeah. I misread that before.
Well,
that's even better than I thought.
The Land Raider getting +1 to wound las cannons.
Yeah.
Is very good.
I'll talk about Vashtor in a minute, chat, right? Unstoppable Rampage, your movement phase or charge phase. A Heretic Society's vehicle from your army that has not been selected to move or charge this phase. To the end of the phase, each time your unit makes a normal advance or charge move, it can move horizontally through terrain features as if they were not there.
Basically, the Mauler Fiend got its roll back.
Basically, the Mauler Fiend goes, I'm behind a wall, you can't shoot at me. Guess what? I've charged you now.
He's like, oh yeah! It just smashes through.
Yeah, unbelievably good. 1 CP, phase through walls.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah,
well, if you look at how flimsy the walls are on some of those tables, it should be.
You make a Land Raider as well. Make a Land Raider demon vehicle. Yeah. Cool, right. Your opponent's movement phase is predatory pursuit. Your opponent's movement phase for 1 CP just after the enemy unit ends a normal move, advance, or fallback. You target a Heretic Society's vehicle. Both this one and the last one, by the way, didn't need the demon keyword. From your army that's within 9 inches unit that enemy range engage. One Heretic Society's vehicle unit from your army that was within 9 inches of the enemy unit, not within engagement range. It can make a normal move. It's back to that same. I can move when you've got near me.
Yeah.
Predatory pursuit and then moving through walls isn't restricted. This is what's really interesting. Both of these things aren't restricted to demon vehicles, right?
Yeah.
So you can put 10 possessed in a fucking Land Raider, right? Hide your Land Raider behind the wall, and then what you can do is go movement phase, 1 CP, Land Raider phases through ruin, open hatch. Fucking possessed get out, they can charge because it's a Land Raider. It's great, isn't it? It's really good. Right, Feeding Frenzy. Your opponent's movement phase when an enemy unit, excluding monsters or vehicles, is selected to fall back. 1 Heretic Society's demon vehicle unit from your army that is within engagement range of the enemy unit. Until the end of the phase, each time an enemy unit, excluding monsters or vehicles, that is within engagement range of a unit falls back, all models of the enemy unit must take a desperate escape test. When doing so, if the enemy unit is battle shocked, subtract 1 from each of those tests. It's good. He's really a desperate escape no matter what, and if it's battle shocked, it's better.
Yeah, which means that if he's in contact with like a dreadnought, he goes, oh, on 1 or 2, I lose my dreadnought.
There's some really, like if you want to play Vehicle Hammer, there's some really cool...
It's a great detachment.
Really cool detachment rules. So some other key changes in the book, right? Yeah. Abaddon lost all of the faction keywords. He only has Chaos Undivided. For me personally, this person's a little bit upset. It's the right choice.
It is the right choice.
It is the right choice, okay?
The thing is though, like losing all of his marks only affects 1 detachment. It has no effect on any of the other detachments.
True, actually, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Vashtor the Archifane now. So he's a toughness 10, 14 wound, flying epic hero character monster, demon, right?
Yeah.
Who has a 2-up, 4-up, OC's 3, leadership 6+, and a 12-inch fly move. His claw for range weapons is anti-vehicle 4+ torrent, D6 shot, strength 5 -2 1 damage. Cool. His fucking hammer though.
Hammer's in the morning.
This is your favourite part, right? If he
the
sweeps
hammer
it,
is fucking mental.
If he sweeps it, it's anti-vehicle 4+, 14 attacks, hitting on 2s at strength 8, AP nothing, 1 damage. If he sweeps it. If he bonks it, right, it's 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, at strength 14, -2, 3 damage, anti-vehicle 4+, devastating wounds.
He's like, you're dead.
While a friendly demon vehicle is within 6 inches of this model, add 1 to strength characteristic weapons equipped by models in that unit.
That includes ranged as well, by the way.
Yeah, it does. It fucking does, yeah, absolutely. Right, cool, brilliant. Each time an enemy unit within 8 inches model targets this model until the end of the phase, that enemy unit's range weapons have hazardous. Cool, we're into it. I think he's cool.
Mad good.
I think he's cool.
My only downside is I hate the model, but...
I like the model.
I might see if I could pick up a Perturabo model and use him as Vashtor instead.
So the new Chaos Lord jump pack, his special rule basically is Cruel Hunter. If he's leading a unit, each time it piles in or consolidates, it can move 6 inches instead of 3. Really, really good. He can only join jumpy dudes. Raptors, thank you.
Yeah.
You can't join Warp Talons, which sucks a little bit. But that's a cool rule. I'm into it. The standard Chaos Lord, once per battle at the start of the fight phase, the model can use his ability if it does until the end of the phase, improve attack strength armor, penetration, and damage of melee weapons equipped by this model by 1 once per battle. Once per battle, he basically fucking powers up.
Yeah.
Not too bad. It's like Space Marine Captains.
Yeah.
But perhaps slightly better.
Yeah, I think it's better.
Especially because you can put that on the Demon Hammer as well, which makes it strength 9 at 6 attacks, AP 3, damage 3 on a Thunder Hammer with devastating wounds, which is quite cool. Okay. There's a lot of other bits and bobs in there.
One reason I think he hasn't really changed much, but Huron Blackheart is an incredible... He's not an auto-include, but depending on how you build your army, especially if you're using Red Corsairs or the Alpha Legion detachment, still allows you to redeploy 3 units at the start of the game. Really strong, very versatile.
Yeah, especially with the infiltrate stuff as well.
Yeah, so you can infiltrate 3 units of Marines with all your characters in, and then bang a bunch of cultists in front. And then if you end up going second, you go, cool, I'm leaving the cultists there, but my Marines are going to jump back.
I like it. I'm a fan. Felgor Beastmen.
I want to get some of them. I just think they're really cool narratively.
They're very, very chaos, isn't it? That you can take Beastmen. How big is the unit, though?
10.
How big is the unit? 10 Beastmen. I need some Beastmen in my life. Chosen are cool. The only thing that makes me sad, chat, Chaos Biker models.
Chaos Bikers are absolute toffee.
They're just shit as well, aren't they?
They're awful. The rules have changed for them, though.
Each time a model makes a melee attack, if the unit made a charge move, improve the AP by 1.
So if you charge, right? If you charge, your chainsaws go to AP 2. So if you're in the Red Corsairs detachment,
And you charge onto an objective.
you're AP 3.
That's not bad, is it?
But AP 3 chainswords.
But equally, you could just take Warp Talons, which they're AP 2 anyway at strength 5.
Yeah.
With 4 attacks twin linked. So you just take them instead of bikers.
But they're cheaper.
What, the bikers are?
The bikers are cheaper. What's the Warp Talons new rule? Because I'm pretty sure that's shit.
At the end of the fight phase, if the user is eligible to fight this phase and is not within engagement range of one way means you can remove this unit and place it to strategic reserve.
They lost the you can't fall back from them, they got Epi Downey, and then Raptor's special rule has changed as well.
At the start of the fight phase, each enemy within range of this enemy unit must take a battle shock test. Enemy units within 6 inches of the unit takes a battle shock or leadership test to subtract 1 from the result.
Yeah. So in the Night Lord's attachment, you're like constantly forcing, but they're actually just a very good...
But if you're within 12 inches, if you're within 6 inches in the Night Lord's attachment, they're on -2 to your leadership. Because it's stackable, it doesn't say it caps.
It's actually quite good.
Yeah.
Hellbrutes now have changed. When you get 2 fists, you get an extra 3 attacks, 2 attacks.
If this model is equipped with 2 melee weapons, doesn't have to be 2 fists. In addition to its close combat weapon, add 2 attacks characteristics of those 2 weapons.
So it goes to 7, because before it was 5 twin linked, which is a bit poo. Whereas now you've got 7.
Yeah, but not twin linked. It loses twin linked.
It loses twin linked, but your strength 12.
Yeah.
But
equally, your Hellbrute Hammer goes to strength to 7 attacks as well if you do that. But it hits on 4s. Okay.
But there are obviously ways, because you can give it sustained, you can give it lethal. Depending on your attachment, you get reroll wounds.
Obliterators, once per battle when it makes a Dark Pact, it basically gets indirect.
Yeah, but they've changed it, max size 2 now.
Is it max size 2?
Yeah.
Boo. Although it's kind of cool for models.
It solves the issue of having duplicates of mono build models.
The Chaos Codex is looking really cool.
Yeah, I think it's also fixed the fact that currently you can only buy them in a box with a Venom Crawler. So if you buy 3 packs, you get 3 Venom Crawlers, 6 Obliterators. So if you want to get 12 Obliterators, you either have to buy 3 additional Venom Crawlers or go to eBay. My
biggest problem with all of Chaos Forever, Raptors, by the way, don't have grenades. I see someone just asked that question, is Predator Destructor, Predator Annihilator, Rhino, Chaos Land Raider, Vindicator has the same problem they've always had. They're just loyalist old plastic kits with spiky bits added. Not a fan.
Necromancer Goblin, I use the Horus Heresy hover bikes for my Chaos.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Defiler, Joe.
Hardly know her. I got 2 over there.
You have now?
I have now. It's not like we read the rules or anything, but it's fine. It's like I got them because retro.
Once per fight phase, 1 unit from your army with this ability can be targeted with a counter-offensive stratagem. For those of you that don't know what this means, interrupt, right? For 0 CP, even if you've already targeted a different unit stratagem in this phase. So a Defiler can interrupt for free once per fight phase, right? Each time a model makes a normal move, advanced move, it can be moved over friendly monster vehicle units as if they were not there. It can move over terrain features at 4 height. So it's quite manoeuvrable with its 8-inch move, right? Yeah. And it has its Defiler claws, Joe. 5 attacks, Hitting on 3s, it's strength 16 minus 3 d6 plus 1 damage.
He's pretty good.
Snippy, snippy, snippy. Yeah, he's not bad now, is he? He's all right.
Yeah. So, right. He can also take the scourges, the wibbly jibbly arms, right?
Extra attacks for 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s, it's strength 12 minus 1, 2 damage.
What happens when you use the Vashtor detachment in combat?
He gets plus 2 attacks. On both of those weapons.
On both of those weapons.
So his claws goes to strength 7 attacks, and his wibbly jibblers go to strength to 5 attacks.
Yeah.
Tasty, innit? Lord of Skulls, your favourite. Oh, the Noctilith Crown. I love that model.
I love that. I've had one sat in my garage, and it needs to be painted for ages.
The one I gave you to paint for the channel's terrain?
Yeah. It's been sat there for ages. I've just never got around to doing it. But the problem is his rules have always been terrible.
+1 leadership if you're within 9 inches, which is good for dark packs.
Yeah.
Each time a ranged attack is allocated to a model, if that model is not fully visible to every model in the attacking unit because of this fortification, the model has the benefit of cover for that attack. While an enemy unit is only within engagement range of 1 or more fortifications from your army, it must be selected as a target of ranged attacks, but each time such attack is made, unless it is made with a pistol weapon, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Models in that unit do not need to take desperate escape tests due to falling back or battle shock, except for those that move over. Okay, cool. So it's just like a fortress type rule. But it looks fucking sick. I feel like we could get like 3 of them, for example, and have like some Stargate shit looking stuff on the table.
I really like that model.
Right.
I want some more faction terrain for Chaos.
We've gone, I knew we would, we've gone half an hour over today because we had a lot to get through. Because 8 detachments.
8!
And all of them have some play. Now, I don't like the Battle Shock detachment personally. That being said, from a narrative perspective, using the current rules for Battle Shock, it's kind of cool. I think it could have been better. I think it could have been stronger. I've seen worse Battle Shock based
extra
attachments.
attacks can't be modified. Boo.
Oh, boo.
I mean, he still gets extra attacks.
Okay. You still get 7 with your snippy snip claw.
Yeah.
And then you get the 3, so you still get 10 attacks in total.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool. So, so the Battle Shock one is the worst. The Night Lords is the worst attachment.
It is the worst attachment, but I'm going to run it at some point on the channel, mainly because I think it could be fun.
I mean, I think if considering what we do, if you're intended to have fun, right, then we're there.
If you're a Night Lords player, but cool, I want to run this Night Lords detachment.
Yeah. But 8 detachments in the Codex is incredible.
Yeah.
Chaos players, if you're a Chaos player out there, a long-term Chaos player, you should be happy.
Yeah,
legitimately, you should be happy with this book in general. I think it's going to be, we've looked at this, we've looked at the units that work in the detachments. I think it's going to be strong, it's going to be fun, not going to be overpowered, not going to be oppressive. Opponents aren't going to look at you and go, oh, for fuck's sake, when you walk up to the tabletop. I don't think you're going to have that
perfect boyfriend.
It is, yeah. You're not going to have the elder players experience where they walk up to you and be like, oh, Chaos Space Marines again. There's no bonkers. Abaddon, I don't feel like Abaddon's an auto-include anymore.
He isn't. The biggest issue with Abaddon is that he isn't very tough.
Yeah.
He puts out a lot of damage, but he can't. But now he can join Chosen. He can advance and charge. Right.
Let's be honest. At least it isn't a null mode in detachment. Yeah, he can advance and charge.
He can advance and charge when he's in the Chosen unit.
Yeah.
So that gives him a bit more versatility, and he can give them a 4+ invulnerable save.
And you've got things like that stratagem as well, where you've got the 2CP fight first, which is quite nice. One of the things you said forever that he needed was a fights first option.
Yeah,
which is quite tasty.
That's the one thing they're missing. There is a distinct lack, apart from one stratagem, there's a distinct lack of feel no pain in this entire army now.
Yeah, but I feel like the game should move towards less feel no pain.
Yeah, but the problem is that the feel no pain is not equally distributed upon the land.
No, it's not, but they should be moving towards less.
Fine.
What do you think about the cultist attachment with the cultists losing so many options? So you've lost options on the cultists themselves, but you've still got a Cursed Cultist, you've still got Dark Commune, you've got Felgor Beastman, you've got Traitor Guardsman all in the Codex. So you've got quite a lot, and if you do take the cultist attachment, your Traitor Guardsmen become battle lines. You can take 6 units of Traitor Guardsmen, and those 6 units of Traitor Guardsmen themselves also have access to melter guns, plasma guns. I don't, like, in terms of cultist datasheet losing options, yes, you're correct. In terms of that detachment, you've arguably got more options simply because of what Traitor Guardsmen can take, and you've got Felgor Beastmen, you've got a Cursed Cultist, Dark Communes as well.
So, Possessed, right, their devastating wounds when you Dark Pact has now gone to once per battle.
Good.
right?
Good.
Because you're not doing it all the time. You can still re-roll the leadership test for Dark Pacting. They're still strength 5 -1, 2. But if you're running the Red Corsairs detachment, they go to AP2, which makes them quite good then.
Yeah.
Because before, and also the Master of Possession who joins them, he used to give them a feel no pain. That's gone.
Yeah.
So he just gives them add 1 to advance and charge rolls for that unit. So Abaddon can join a unit of Chosen, right? The Master of Executions can join the unit of Chosen. That 12-man unit can advance and charge now, right? And Dark Pact. It's undivided, but here. So what? But the Master of Executions gives the unit. If they're targeting a unit that's under starting strength, you reroll all the hit rolls. And if they're below half strength, you reroll all the wound rolls. So then Abaddon and 10 Chosen reroll all hits, reroll a wound, advance and charge. Abaddon gives them a 4-up invuln. Very spicy unit.
Like it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are excited about this as well. This is there's been some decent criticism and some worthy criticism of GW and their rules writing for some of the recent books.
Yeah.
Orcs notwithstanding. Custodian's not great. Dark Angels kind of meh. There's a couple like AdMech Index Codex should never been talked about ever. There's a few other examples in certain rules writing where they've not done a great job. This is one of those occasions where, we like to criticise GW when they've done shit, and the aforementioned codexes are shit. Orcs seems pretty decent on the whole. Borderline maybe slightly busted in places. This is where they should aim for every codex to be.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want to say about this is I know they've got 8 detachments because 8-pointed star and blah blah blah. This is a bit of a kick in the teeth for Tau players and Custodians players who've only got 4. This is where they should be aiming to be for every faction.
Yeah, if you're not Space Marines.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't go 6 for the core book and then 1 for each supplement. I thought that would have been better.
Yeah. This, however, in my opinion, GW, if you are watching, and they do watch some of it, this is a good job. This is where you should be aiming for this. You should be aiming for this for everything, right? This is fucking brilliant. Joe is very excited to try lots of detachments and play this codex. I'm excited to maybe start collecting a Chaos Space Marine army. More on that maybe later. This is really, I'm really impressed.
Really good.
And what was fucking hilarious was Joe was incredibly nervous about this book to come out because he saw Custodians, because he saw Dark Ages, because he saw other things. And when we got this through, both of us read the PDF basically immediately. I think you instantly went,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was like, oh my god, it's not terrible. It's not awful.
I'm hyped for fashion attachments, but Emperor's Children Index I really want to see must before go.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the Emperor's Children detachment looks like.
6 should be minimum. Crumpets Man, I agree. 6 should be minimum. 4's a piss take.
Right.
It's the difference between Custodians 4, Tau 4, Orcs 5, Chaos 6, Chaos 8, Space Marine 7, but supplements, which give you 3, which means 10. Honestly, this is gold though.
If I was a gambling man, right?
Which you shouldn't do, it's naughty.
You
should give membership instead.
We
finished on 82, I think. Is it 82 or 92?
If I was
82.
If I was a gambling man, I would say
82.
that the Emperor's Children. I haven't seen this. So Games Workshop can't get upset with us. If it comes true, I reckon the Emperor's Children book is going to be advanced and charge. Their detachment, the advanced and charge. If not, fall back and charge.
What, the index?
Their index.
Okay.
I reckon that what their index is going to be. It's going to be because if you look at
whole army fights first.
They used to.
I know.
And it was fucking bonkers. But yeah, I reckon they'll get Emperor's Children or Emperor's Children units will get fallback, advanced and charge, and then the rest of the army will get fallback and charge or something like that. I think that's what they'll get.
I feel like at the very least though, unless it's a supplement, I feel like a codex should be aiming at minimum 6.
Yeah.
This is a really nice sweet spot. They've done a great job. I think everything that's chaos that's not the other 4 major deities, so Thousand Sons, Death Guard, World Eaters, and Emperor's Children, are relatively well represented.
Yeah.
And if you don't, maybe with the exception of Night Lords, but even with Night Lords, I feel like if you look at Night Lords and go, I'm not going to take Night Lords, but I'm going to use Night Lords attachment in this one.
Yeah, you can still use. Right, so if you took the Alpha Legion detachment
and ran it as Night Lords,
you go, cool. It's cool with narrative. They've kind of snuck in the dark.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it.
And they're gonna fight you in the dark. or you could be like, you could use the +1 advance and shoot, +1 AP. Because cool, it's a night raid. We're going in, we're hitting hard.
100%, absolutely. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this kind of medium dive into the Codex. We couldn't deep dive. We're already 40 minutes over just by doing that. But that's also because of all the wonderful support from you people. Thank you so much for all the gifted memberships. We ended on 82. We didn't do 100 again, Jay.
But we minimum need to get like 20 tonight, and then...
Shut up. Don't say that on live.
2000.
There we go, 2000.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll give away another T-shirt tonight for 150.
Yeah, this one.
The one you're wearing?
The one I'm wearing, yeah.
And then we'll actually take it off on stream?
Yeah. And then I'll wash myself whilst wearing it in the bath, and we'll sell the bath water as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this this medium dive into the Codex. We're going to be doing a bit more diving into the Codex over the course of the next 2 weeks, because the next 4 games, tonight, Thursday, next Tuesday, next Thursday, will all of them be Chaos Space Marine detachments, and every single one, if I remember rightly, please correct me if I'm wrong, every single one will be a different detachment.
Yes.
Each night. There you go.
Every
so
time.
Tonight you'll be seeing them take on probably Dark Angels. We'll talk about this after stream, because if you really want to run the Night Lords one, I probably shouldn't do Dark Angels. But we'll be playing with the Chaos Space Marine Codex tonight. On Thursday, Joe's taking on Pleasant Kenobi. He's bringing his orcs. Warning: I think he's all about bringing 18 Meganobs.
18 bully boys.
18 Meganobs. Bully boys.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be enjoyable. I'm saving the Abaddon detachment for that one.
Yeah, okay. That's on Thursday. Next week, there's 2 more games, and I'm not sure. I think you're playing Brom on one of them, and you're playing with his
Willie
Space Wolves. I think you're playing me on the other one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Eddie had to drop until June because he's apparently working, which I don't believe.
Every single day?
I'm not entirely sure he knows what that word means. Anywho,
I'm waking up in the morning.
So join us for the next 4 games, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30, to see some of the Chaos Space Marine detachments in action. Hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. That one guy. Oh, hey, it's that one guy.
It's that one guy.
Thank you for the 10. What detachments do you think GW will have in the upcoming GSC and Sisters Codex? Not a fucking clue. I can't guess nowadays.
It's literally... There'll be an advance in charge, a fallback in charge, or fallback and shoot. There'll be the toughness one, +1... the Gene Stealer Cult had one, which was like -1 to wound across the board.
I'd like Sisters to have a detachment that's heavily involving Miracle Dice and the generation of Miracle Dice, perhaps. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, better bolters, better flamers. The Sisters having a detachment which is better flamers, that would be cool.
What's Sisters leadership? Maybe I could run them against Night Lords. We'll see.
7.
Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, you beautiful people. Thank you so much for watching today. Fuck me, I'm all over the place at the moment. Yesterday was a long day for me. A long day. That one guy, I love you guys. Love you too, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you hang out tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, have a wonderful time.
I didn't pick up my buttons, Joe. Here you go, I got my buttons now. Keep waving. Keep waving, Joe. Right, now we've finished, Joe. What do you really think of them?
What, the viewers?